welcome to another edition of 1, 2, 3 Wrestling right here on SRBTV. I am Kristen, as joined by Mo Brothers,
Hello.
and Nick Slade.
Let's go. Yeah.
So, on today's episode, we are, of course, here for our best of 2025 in the year of our good Lord professional wrestling. So yeah, it has been a very interesting year, a very controversial year, and a very there's the door year. So well, let's get right into that first. I usually talk about like a general consensus of the year, not just talking about wrestlers in general or matches, which we will get to as usual. But a general sense of like a lot of stuff happening this year. So like so of course the big one is John Cena's retirement tour, which go check out our Royal Ramble on that. Suffice to say, we gave it a C average, average around a C. I don't remember. Watch the Royal Ramble video on
I think I
that.
gave it a B. I think I gave it a B minus.
Yeah, I think I gave it like a C, C plus. Yeah, that happened. It wasn't great. We maybe got like 3 good matches out of it, and that wasn't even until the second half of the year. Will one of them be on our list? Who knows? There was that. There was the abrupt. There was the monumental news that WrestleMania 43 will be set in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Boo.
Yeah, that was news. Once again, check out Royal Ramble on that one as well. I love how we have Royal Ramble now, so I can bring up, hey, watch this. Speaking of watch this, Karrion Kross and Scarlett got released from their WWE contracts in controversial-esque fashion, but they are still willing to still sit down and have talks to come back because they did like working for the company, regardless of how they treated said company, how said company treated them. I would say like another thing that happened was there was definitely a shift in partnership and wrestling companies working together. The most notable one, of course, is one Nick was happy about until it was more clarified, and that's TNA working with WWE, which has been a mixed bag, and for me personally, just it has been a mixed bag for me personally. Like, I think it's been done well in certain spots, but it has crapped a bit in others. Speaking of WWE with other companies, while we were literally sitting there, night one of WrestleMania, it was announced that they had acquired, however you want to say it, AAA, to the astounding shock of some people. Wasn't like completely shocking or anything like that,
And
but
I guess I would argue they've been doing pretty good with AAA.
yeah,
The
I
shows have been
mean,
entertaining.
show's been entertaining. They're integrating WWE stars, but not cramming it down our throats. No offense, like the TNA WWE partnership has been. It's been very natural with their stuff. They made Vikingo. They made Grande Americano a face. They made Vikingo a heel, which was a smart move, honestly.
I would argue
Um,
the crowd did that more than WWE did for both of
I
those.
Yeah, I am concerned with who's helping run certain parts of the show because we found out that one of their bigger events, Undertaker was co-creative on that, which was an interesting run on that. Oh,
I
speaking of,
mean, he's a very knowledgeable guy. He knows how a wrestling show works, and they got other guys who have more understanding of lucha libre on their creative team as well.
speaking of creative, for some fucking reason they made Road Dogg the head of creative for SmackDown, which you can tell. Even
Hmm.
though news just came out that he's having a new co-creative head for SmackDown, which means they're not liking the quality of SmackDown right now. TKO's not liking the quality of SmackDown right now, so
Yeah, we've noticed a change in the past few weeks on SmackDown.
yeah, definitely.
It's been
Um,
improving.
oh yeah, don't forget they also brought back 3 hours of SmackDown because
Yeah.
they teased us for like 6 months straight of like 2 hours SmackDown.
3 more hours. 3 more hours.
Travis Scott was a thing for a cup of coffee.
Ooh.
They've even now changed the theme for the Raw to Eminem's Godzilla, which is a good song. So can't complain there. Let me see. Trying to think of anything else that wasn't in 2026.
Oh, hold
Oh,
on.
go on.
It actually is a good list to use for this. Hold on.
Okay. Okay.
So on Wikipedia, they have like the year in wrestling, and they have a whole list of just notable events.
Okay. Go over some I haven't brought up yet.
Let me go.
Notable ones.
Professional wrestling, notable events. Here we go. All right, we go down. Yeah, Raw premiered on Netflix last year,
Eh.
and yeah, it's been a year, so that happened. Yeah, it's been hit or miss on that.
Yeah.
Um, WWE relaunched Evolve. Yeah.
Eh.
Uh,
I
it's
heard
been,
you like developmentals, so we put developmentals in your
the new
developmentals.
developmentals. Yeah. Let's see.
Evolution
Oh
came
yeah,
back.
Evolution came back.
And had one of the better women's matches on the show.
I've seen people argue it was the best WWE pay-per-view of last year. It's got a good argument.
Yeah.
Um, Hogan Bischoff, and others launched Real American Freestyle, and then later on that year, Hulk Hogan passed away. So, but apparently, Real American Freestyle has been getting good reviews. Even though it's not really professional wrestling, it's still wrestling related.
Oh no, definitely.
I'm going down the list. Like I said, we lost a number of people last year, including Hulk Hogan, Sabu,
Hmm.
Steve McMichael.
Hmm.
Who else passed away? Not a lot of number of people. Like we lost Carl De Beers. Um, a lot number of people passed away last year. I also had a number of retirements last year. Besides John Cena, we had the retirement of Goldberg,
Yeah, that was a match.
the retirement of the Dudley Boys.
Uh,
That match was fun
that
with the
match,
Hardys.
looking back at it, I think I was too harsh on it. Honestly, I think for what they, because we saw the Hiroshi retirement match like
Mm-hmm.
just yesterday as we're recording this, just a couple days after watching that, and like I'll give them this. It was the best they could do with what they got and their ages and stuff. So like, I think I'll rescind some of like the negativity I said towards that match. I thought it was done. It was done well for what they could do with them.
Some other notable people who retired was Christopher Daniels,
Mm-hmm.
Sonya Deville, Jack Swagger, unfortunately Big E.
Yeah.
A number of Joshi wrestlers retired. Sumi Sakai, I say.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Tom Nakano, Meiko Satomura, Nane Takahashi. Let's see. Yoshiko Hasegawa, Haruna Neko. Man, a lot of Joshi wrestlers retired last year. Tai Hanma,
Retired at the age of 20.
yeah, because what they could have been doing for 10, 15 years. Mocha Miyamoto retired. That was December 13th.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot of Joshi wrestlers retired last year. And a number of other people. Homicide retired. El Hijo del Santo retired. They were crazy that Sabu retired and then passed away like 2 months later. So we go back to notable events. I want to make sure so we didn't miss anything. We had Clash in Paris, so that was like the first major show from Paris.
Yeah,
And we
had one of the better Cena retirement tour matches.
Mm-hmm. AEW started really putting more of their content on HBO Max. WWE tried to launch their ESPN stuff with WrestlePalooza.
Oh yeah, that face planted them harder than ever. Even
Yeah,
ESPN themselves gave it like a C- or some shit.
yeah, the ESPN stuff. I don't think it's going to work out. We had a WWE TNA crossover with Showdown. So that was fun. Whole controversy why they had to rename it. Let's see. Oh, TNA announced that they're gonna, for the first time in 10 years, that Impact will be on a major network, which will be AMC.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be on January 15th. And it looks like everything. all the major stuff that happened last year.
Okay. So let us get into it, because suffice to say, it was an interesting year for 2025 in terms of wrestling. People got acquired, retirement tours happened, and ultimately, there were matches, and there were good matches. I would say
There was a number of good matches, yeah.
there was a long list here that was really difficult for me to pick out. I think the problem I had with 2025 is I think my interest in pro wrestling waned a little. Like, I think matches I would have been like, holy fuck, that was. I went, oh yeah, that was good. You know, I don't know if I'm starting to feel a little bit of burnout from watching so much pro wrestling or like what, but like, I've waned a little on this. Because I was looking at my list, I'm like, all these are great matches, but like, which ones did I really, really enjoy? You know?
It probably is, in a way, a bit of burnout because, especially, I kind of noticed a lot. I've mentioned this before with AEW that when you keep doing 5-star match, 5-star match, 5-star match, you start getting the law of diminishing returns where your brain just gets too used to it and it doesn't feel special anymore. So there is such a like people say there's such a thing as too much of a good thing. So you if you love ice cream, right? And ice cream is like your favorite thing in the world. If you eat a shit ton of ice cream, you're not going to want to eat ice cream for a while. You're probably not going to want to look at ice cream anymore.
You're just going to be a human hot air. You're also going to be a human hot air balloon.
So like, too much of a good thing, and I'm not going to just rail into AEW for that. And also this year felt inconsistent. Is the best way I could say it. Yeah. There were parts of the year where it felt really good in certain companies, and then it just cratered. Another thing, it just the whole year didn't feel consistent. There were some highs and a lot of lows, but most of the year, and I'm going to say like WWE, AEW, TNA, like that's what we mainly focused on, was kind of middle of the road. There was enough highs and lows to kind of bring it down to like it was there. And like we're going to talk about things we really liked about last year, like the matches and the wrestlers. But there was enough weird decisions across the board to where it's like, like in particular we talk about in detail about John Cena's retirement tour. But we also talk about like AEW and the Death Rider storyline, which they finally got, which they did get rid of that earlier in the year. And I felt like that's right at that point where AEW started picking up. And then TNA, them getting used to this relationship with WWE and how much they wanted to showcase WWE talent and their talent. And like you said, there were some good decisions and bad decisions in there. They're still trying to figure that out. And I'm hoping like with the AMC switch over, we'll see more improvements on that end.
Right.
But yeah, but Mo, do you have any thoughts about last year?
I mean, last year was definitely a lot in terms of wrestling. Like, a lot of the stuff existed. It's just more of a spotlight. Like AAA, CMML, getting more of a American audience and recognition.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the three major American promotions doing their various things. And take it one day at a time.
Yeah, I did. I mentioned to you this, Chris, off screen. I wish I had been able to watch more Japanese wrestling last year because New Japan was pretty good last year, but Stardom killed it last year from everything I'm seeing. Stardom had one of their best years last year to where if I had watched more of it, my choice of best female wrestlers would probably be a little different. And when we talk about best female wrestlers, there's one Joshi wrestler in particular I'm going to talk about. I found a good article that covers everything she did last year.
I think speaking of matches you haven't, like, you regret not seeing and stuff like that, I think the only one I regret not seeing before we did this was the Bandito Takeshita match from Supercard.
Yeah, I do gotta give Ring of Honor credit, even though it basically is a dead company walking. Their pay-per-views do put on quality matches.
Yeah,
it's just another case of they haven't given me a reason to care about Ring of Honor. So where you can put on these fantastic matches, but why should I care? You know what I mean? And that's the thing with Bandito. Bandito's a great wrestler. They put him in good spots, but they've made her Ring of Honor World Champion, and it doesn't even really feel like it. Like, he's a Ring of Honor World Champion, and he's going to challenge for the AEW World Title like he's just some other guy. Like, he's supposed to be on the same level, and they're not. And then they put him in a tag team while he's Ring of Honor World Champion, and we can talk about that when we get tag team wrestling. Like, Bro Dito was a good tag team, but it overshadowed the fact that he was supposed to also be Ring of Honor World Champion. So that was my issue with Ring of Honor. It's been my issue with Ring of Honor since Tony Khan bought it. It just feels like an afterthought until the pay-per-view show up. Did they put out a good show and then they forget about it again?
Yeah.
That's why I don't even really consider Ring of Honor its own company at this point, even though it technically is. I just consider it like a sub-brand to AEW.
Okay, so let us get to who's going to do the first pick. So off screen, I have a wheel with all different names on it.
You got the Wheel Morality?
Not that one. And I will spin it, and whoever it lands on, they will go first. So it is being spun. And would you look at that? It's me.
Rigged.
It is actually
rigged.
He paid the wheel off.
So luckily,
it's the wheel of immorality.
Yeah. So luckily, my pick for last year, my first pick for last year's was the Statlander Nightingale match from All Out 2024, the street fight. But it's that one. It was the one where like they had to change the outcome last minute or something like that because it was supposed to be for because Willow was holding on to I think
she was a CMLL World Champion,
and like then I guess when they realized Statlander was going to win, they took the title out of the stipulation. So, but it was still a fucking great match. But you know what? Let's continue that tradition. Oh wait, should I continue that tradition or should I move on to a different tradition? So my first pick, I really wanted to go with I tried my best with my 5 matches I picked, and 3 of them we're gonna talk about. So like, my first pick, fuck, this is difficult.
Get on with it.
Okay, we'll do this one. So let's keep a tradition from last year. So mine is a women's match. That was from early last year. That was a hardcore women's match.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna do.
So which one am I doing?
Toni Storm, Mariah May.
Mariah, but yeah.
Mariah May. Sorry.
Yes. So my first pick, because I know the other women's match I have here, everybody else has chosen. So I guess we'll go with this women's match. Is Toni Storm versus Mariah May for the AEW Women's World Championship. It was known as the Hollywood Ending.
At Revolution
2025.
Yeah.
So let's be honest. One of the best storylines, women's storylines of last year. Was the feud between Mariah May and Toni Storm.
I'd say it was one of AEW's 2 best storylines last year.
Yeah, because it happened last year. It was Mariah May attacked Toni after she won the women's Owen. Then All In, she wins the title from Toni. Toni comes back, but as her previous gimmick, and is so like acting like a new, fresh wrestler. You know, giving praise to Mariah May, Deonna Purrazzo, all of that. You know, there was
how many wins did she get from rolling up?
I don't know. Anyways, I honestly don't know. Then we had the World's End pre-show match where Toni Storm was on it taking on Layla Gray, which was actually still a good match. For a split second though, you saw her kind of revert back to the timeless gimmick, and then there was her iconic switch where she switched back. It was Toni Storm again, and she would then go on to win the women's title back at Grand Slam Australia. Is that Grand Slam Australia?
Yeah, it was.
It was Grand Slam Australia, and then Mariah May, knowing she was already one foot out the door with the company, you know, decided to have one more grand match, and that is where we got the Hollywood Ending match. And where do you even start? It was completely ridiculous. Like, a taser was almost used. A literal heel, physical like heel was used. All kinds of random weapons. necks breaking, people gushing blood, full crimson mass, shattered champagne glass, which they wrapped tape up on their fist and dipped it in the glass to use as a weapon, which I thought that was insane. Like, but like them going at it. Also, normalize women's low blows. I think that's what this match taught me too. Normalize women low blows, because that's slowly becoming a thing, like a more like thing on the bigger promotions now.
Yeah, there's always that joke that low blows don't work on women. It's like, yes, it does.
You're still getting
hit.
Part of your body. It's going to hurt.
A very sensitive part of your body.
Exactly. So like, what was it? Then there was she whipped Mariah May with the actual belt, the championship, and used it as an actual whip. That had to fucking hurt. Yeah.
It definitely hurt.
It definitely hurt.
It hurt a lot.
Ultimately, I think what made this match work, like in the end, was the finish. Was that Tony won using the same heel that Mariah May used on her nearly a year ago. Well, not nearly a year ago, like months prior. And used the heel, the Storm Zero to the table on the top of the ramp to pick up the win and ultimately end their feud. I think it was...
it even had the end at the end.
The end, which is great. And ironic, given it was the opening match. Now, Revolution was a good pay-per-view, except for the ending, for the last match. It was a really good pay-per-view, and this was it was a solid opener. Regardless of what you think of why or not should be main event, this alone was a solid opener. Great stuff. What a brilliant way to cap off this feud in just a brutal, hardcore match between these two. A feud that had been going on, like, from like, what was it, June, July 2024, all the way, like, 2024, all the way to February 2025.
It was actually the ninth match on the card.
Yeah, it was. Was it the ninth match on the card?
It kind of pre-show was the ninth match on the card.
Oh, okay. Goddamn it. AEW, when they can do really good long-term storytelling. They are good at that. I think still to this day, I think the Hangman Kenny feud is one of the Hangman long-term storyline is one of the best. It's still the best they've ever done, hands down.
Oh yeah, Hangman's definitely one of their best characters.
I think for best women's, I think like for the best women's, I think Mariah May Storm is up there, because it not only like the only downside was, of course, Mariah's feud with Tony was the only good part of Mariah's championship reign, because like it wasn't perfect. She wasn't given strong enough competitors. There was that all right hardcore match at World's End that year. You know, it wasn't great. It was as soon as she went back with Tony Storm feuding, it was golden again. It was pure gold again. Like cinema, absolute cinema, as timeless Tony Storm would probably say. And like that, if that was like my only downside, it would be that the like Mariah May's championship reign wasn't great. You know, could have been a lot better.
I remember we commented on it that I felt like most of it was filler until they got back to Tony Storm. And it really felt like filler.
Yeah. Like, and this, you know what's funny? This was only like the first grand women's match of the year. Not counting Stardom. Let me be clear, not counting Stardom. But like, first non-Joshi wrestling women's match, I was like, fucking quality. And it would only, you know what's funny? The quality will ramp up for the rest of the, for the most part, for the rest of the year.
And what's crazy is the match wasn't even that long. It was 12 minutes, 55 seconds.
That's what's great about it. Me, the king of bitching and moaning about matches should be longer, put this as one of his favorite matches of the year. You know, like, yeah, because let's be clear on this, folks. We do the 5 picks. We do the 5 picks of matches we thought were really, really good. We don't do this is no countdowns. We don't do countdowns. I think all matches are to be called great. And that's why we do it like this. And one of the other reasons, now I think about it, is we want to put spotlight on matches that were probably overshadowed by other great matches, which I'm pretty sure we'll get to with one of your picks down the road for women's matches. But like, I wanted to put a spotlight from this because it's one of those. It was on at like February last year, and it wasn't until I started catching with my old wrestling podcast, I'm like, fuck yeah, this match happened this year. Like, holy shit. And it was a short match. Like you said, it was a short match too. And it fucking did great. I'm pretty sure the All Out 2024 women's hardcore match was like, I wouldn't say they were around the same time, but I think it was a little bit longer. But like, yeah, this was a hell of a good one. You know, it didn't get, yeah, like you said, it was only 12 minutes, but they got all the time in the world to tell everything they needed to, and they did everything they wanted to. It's just, I feel bad for Tony bleeding too hard and just full on Crimson Mask. Like, holy shit, full on Crimson Mask. But it benefited, like a Jon Moxley match, it benefited them in the long run. Did you guys have any thoughts on this match or anything like that before we get to the next pick?
I feel like I put some comments in there while you were talking. Yeah, the storyline going is really good. You know, the story began in 2024. It really did cap up in 2025. And this is definitely one of the best storylines they had last year, along with we might talk about it later on with the Hangman, Jon Moxley stuff. And some other stuff with Hangman. Just trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, the storyline was good. Match may have been short, but they did a lot with it. Tony Storm is definitely, arguably, AEW's MVP at this point. One of the best things they got going.
Definitely. Mo, any other thoughts?
No, I don't think I got any more to add more than what you said.
Okay, so let us spin the wheel to see who goes next, as I also have to get this ready. Okay, there we go. Okay,
Wheel of Morality, 10-10-10. Teach us a lesson that we should learn.
And it is going to be... it's going to be Nick.
Rigged.
Hold on a sec, Nick. Let me see what your pick was from last year. Oh, no. Why do Iron mentions? No. There we go. Okay, here we go. Nick, your pick from last year was Cody Roman from WrestleMania Night 2. Your first pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a good choice.
Okay, so what is your first pick?
Oh, that actually does continue the theme, honestly. Because, you know, one thing we didn't mention in the opening is one of the things we did last year is we went to WrestleMania. Which was a mixed bag. Especially the main event Night 2, which sucked. But later that year, we got a redemption with the sequel, with my first pick being from SummerSlam 2025, the main event Night 2, in a street fight for the WWE Championship, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes.
Really? Now, before you start, I honestly thought you were going to pick... You may still have on your list. I don't know if anybody here's done multiple Cena matches.
Wait, I might have that on my list, whatever you're thinking.
Okay, you know what the other Cena match you're probably thinking of.
Yeah. But I went with... I know which Cena match you're talking about, but I went with this one because I thought the story was really well done. Because you know me, it's not just about in-ring action, it's about the story. And the story, while the story leading up to this was rough, the result was perfect. Like, we talk about like John Cena passes the torch at the end of the year. This was the actual match where John Cena passed the torch to Cody Rhodes. The lead up to this, you know, we've talked about the John Cena run in the Royal Rumble video, how his heel run was and then the face turn was really awkward, but it did culminate in this match, which was really, really well done. It was a street fight. So they were able to go balls to the wall.
Yeah.
John Cena was working with Cody Rhodes. Both these guys were actually really putting in the effort, unlike the Mania match. We didn't have any stupid Travis Scott run-ins. Instead, we had these two guys, but at this point, Cena had turned face again. So he gave Super Cena against Super Cody, and what truly felt like a generational passing of the torch. Like, it really did feel like what we had with like Hogan, Rock, and then Rock Cena, but then we had this match, and it was just really. I thought the match was really. How was I going to go do it? The match was really good. We had a lot of cool spots. I wish I had gone back and wrote down everything that happened in that match, but we covered that in our SummerSlam review. Go back and watch that. But yeah, John Cena lost to Cody. Put the belt on him, pass the torch. Cody Rhodes, WWE champion. John Cena goes off to do the rest of his retirement tour. I just thought Man, this and the other Cena match that we're both thinking of, either one of those would have been a good way to end it right there with John Cena. Not that John Cena Gunther was terrible, but it was on Science main event, and I've talked about how I feel like Cena's last match should have been on a much bigger stage, and either it should have been on a bigger stage like this with SummerSlam, or just a match of the quality we got with the other match we're thinking of. And I feel like this was definitely one of the major highlights of last year with John Cena. This what kind of what felt like, if I had to compare a match, like we were talking about Tanahashi's last match with Okada, if I had to pick a Cena match that was comparable, it would be this match. Because this really did feel like John Cena was passing the torch and ready to move on. And while ultimately he had a few more things to take care of before he left, this really did feel like a closing of a chapter. It felt like a closing of an era and start of a new one with Cody Rhodes. And that's why I picked it as my first one, because this match felt important, it was important, and it had the right decision, right outcome.
Okay. I mean, yeah. To follow that up, yeah. I think SummerSlam made up for the atrocity that we saw live, which was the WrestleMania Night 2 main event.
Yeah.
It was very well done. I think adding the street fight was great. I think adding the street fight was a smart idea. It got around Cena. Not
Cena's limitations, yeah.
Cena's limitations. So we would see in the next two matches you would have, he could still go for the most part, depending on the opponent he has. But it was very well done. Some fun moments throughout. I think my favorite is, of course, when they go to the side of the ramp, they go through, and he's just on the Cody Vader coming up with
that part. I remember that
was
part.
really well done. Didn't the top turnbuckle rope come down or something like that, or am I thinking of something else? I don't remember. I don't remember if that was that match, but it was very well done. It was like I said, it was the passing of the torch that we were looking for from WrestleMania. And I would have been fine if the passing torch moments didn't happen at WrestleMania, but I think the quality of the match, really
one thing I was wondering, I'm wondering if they held back because they wanted to wait until the rematch, but damn it, you don't hold back in the main event of WrestleMania. That's kind of why WrestleMania is usually the place where stories end, not really continue or begin.
Yeah.
But that's what we got in this case, where the story really ended here at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'm like 95% sure whatever the main event match is going to be for WrestleMania 42, it's going to be better than WrestleMania 41's Night 2 main event.
I mean, you say that.
There's always a way.
Come on. WWE has done far worse than the Cena Cody match we saw. I watched Cena Miz.
Staying back on topic, no, I agree. It was a very well done match. Cody got to show his stuff and show why he's a new top babyface. Cena got to finally show his stuff. Like he brought back his rainbow fruity pillow colored entrance graphic and stuff like that. If I had one major, like I want to do this year, I have like little nitpicks of all my choices. If I had one major gripe, is him turning face before this. Because like it was not because it was a bad idea, because it was an out of fucking nowhere thing that happened.
Yeah,
like,
the way it was done
was a week or two before SummerSlam. Yeah. That was abrupt. That was out of nowhere. Because like literally, it had one of my favorite segments before the match was a contract signing where Cena tried to chicken his way out of it, and then fucking Cody destroying him. That was cool. That was great. And then, like, what was it, a week and a half, 2 weeks later, I'm a babyface now. The fuck?
Yeah, apparently being put through a table is enough to completely change your perspective on life.
I think that kid from Brussels got to him.
Probably.
And the thing is, Cena turning face before SummerSlam, like you said, I don't mind, because it enabled us to get Cena at his best against Cody at his best. The transition to that was very poorly done.
Yeah.
They should have planted more seeds leading up to it. I feel like they should have used R-Truth more in that storyline to help Cena come back to the good side. And they just mostly ignored R-Truth for the most part.
Okay.
And that's another big disappointment last year, is that the way they used R-Truth.
So see our Royal Ramble on John Cena's retirement tour if you haven't yet. Because we
Yeah.
definitely, while we did miss some stuff, especially days after they did the fucking Cody fucking podcast and he revealed more. But like, watch that for our full thoughts on that. But suffice to say, that isn't going to take away from the quality of this match.
Yeah,
I
this
think
match
it
was very good.
very well done. Great night, great SummerSlam night 2. Good lord, we're going to get another 2-night SummerSlam this year.
In Minneapolis.
Wait, no, I thought. Oh no, that's New Orleans. Okay, no, never mind. Mo, did you have anything else to say about this match?
No, I'm just ready. I'm just ready for my turn.
He's like Matt Cardona. He's always ready.
So he's ready. So Mo,
I'm woo woo.
Mo, your first pick from 2024 was a good one, which was Sting's retirement match, where it was Sting and Darby defending the AEW World Tag Team titles against the Young Bucks in was it a ladder match? No, it was just a hardcore match, right? Or was it a ladder
Yeah,
match?
something like that.
It was a hardcore match.
I mean,
agree.
it eventually turns into some kind of hardcore match.
Yeah. So that was that match. So now, Mo, are you going to follow kind of a similar suit with last year's, or are you going to try something different? Because we brought this up. You always like to be a little bit more out of box with your picks. So I'm curious to hear what your first pick is.
Okay. Um, it happened at Revolution.
Oh, I know what it is.
Just to give you a little start. It involved a couple of guys. They're pretty awesome on their own, but when they come together and they happen to fight each other, it turns out to be another level of magic.
Osprey Fletcher steel cage match.
Well, I was gonna draw this out as much as I could.
Sorry.
He's stepping on his line there.
No. Let's be honest. Revolution is a good card except for that main event. But and overall the card except for that main event, the matches are really good. But there are only true 5-star matches in that entire show. One is the match I brought up, and the other one is the steel cage match between Osprey and Fletcher. But go
You
on.
could at least let him get to announce it, though.
Go on, Mo, announce it.
Let's
act surprised.
Let's just ignore the fact everything that Chris just said here. My choice is Osprey versus Fletcher.
What? Oh my god! What the fuck?
Can you guys believe it? Can you guys believe it? That's what happened. They actually did that.
I am shocked.
They did that shit. They did it. They did that.
It was
blood. There was blood and turmoil and carnage and flips, and I'm pretty sure at least 5 people died outside of the ring watching the match inside of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's how intense it was. I think I had a heart attack myself. But, I mean, just going off of memory of watching this, it was like, it's to watch them in action. Like we got to see them when they were in Orlando for the classic the
World's End.
World's End a while back, and just seeing it's one of those moments where it's like you see someone transition from another company to from here to there, and they still have that same drive and ambition and still have it's as if nothing has changed except for the scenery, which is great because I think that's one of the positives of when like the people from New Japan or maybe people from like CMML or AAA, if they happen to like ultimately transfer over to one of the major promotions in America, then it's just an opportunity for more eyes, and it's like it gets me interested to see some of their stuff from when they were in New Japan. But regardless, the cage match, brutal, intense, lot of spots there where I just thought, okay, this has to be the finish, right? This has to be the finish. No, you've kept going. You have now slammed your body in, places that one would never expect. Um,
Yep.
Maximum intensity, maximum athleticism, maximum awesomeness. I
Hear
I
them.
I will open it up to you guys if you have any thoughts. I'm sure there's more technical uh insight that you guys can provide, but again, I'm just running off of my immediate thoughts.
Yeah, it's times like this I wish I had time to go back and rewatch all these matches. So I could remember everything. 'Cause-
You should have done what I did. I just looked up highlight videos on YouTube for a couple of them. Really, like I didn't 100% remember.
But yeah, I do remember. When I remember this match, it was really, really good.
Yeah.
The story going this match, the history between Osprey and Fletcher, with both these guys once being in the United Empire, and Fletcher turning his back on Osprey, joining the Don Callis family. So there's a lot of personal animosity between these two in the lead up to this. I think prior to this, Fletcher had gotten a win over Osprey. I'm trying to remember at what point,
Full
but
gear.
yeah, Full Gear. And so we had this rematch here in a steel cage match, and of course, like most modern steel cage matches, didn't keep anybody out.
Yeah.
Still got some interference in there, but still, Will Ospreay was able to overcome the odds, deliver like he always does, got the win. Yeah, this was a very good match. For some reason, though, this was not on the list you sent me.
I
That's because it was too awesome.
no, you know what? That's my fault. I'm
Well,
sorry. I think I think I don't know why I didn't add it on here because I do agree it was a very well done match. I don't know, maybe it was because like by this point because it's AW's typical length of a pay per view for me.
yeah.
Like I was a bit burnt out by this
Also, that
point.
main event was very disappointing.
That too. So maybe I just got distracted and forgot to add to my best stuff list. But it definitely deserves to be talked about again because it's
Mm.
Osprey, who's fucking amazing. It's Fletcher, who has stood out as an amazing singles competitor in 2025.
Oh yeah, if we had a breakout category, Fletcher would be in there.
So okay, so notable highlights include Mark Davis coming out because steel cage match is not worth it. Uh, baseball bat, barbed wire baseball bat that was used a couple of times. Um, let's see. Oh, now I remember the most iconic spot: thumbtacks to the groin of Kyle Fletcher, unintentionally. I feel bad, but props for taking that. And then of course there's the finish where he's kneeled up, bloodied, looking at Osprey, just yelling, "I hate you! I hate you!" And
Like
then
an indignant little child.
takes a hidden blade and the Tiger Driver for Osprey to pick up the win.
Mm.
There is a bunch of normal stuff, but it's a lot of like Osprey and Fletcher going at like full speed, like literal full speed. It's not until the foreign weapons where I get like more notable spots where I'm like, oh yeah, that shit happened. Somebody used a hammer, almost using a hammer. There's a thumbtack. I'm watching highlights video right now. Yeah, it was a great fucking match. Like, well done, well deserved. Two amazing wrestlers. Osprey. What hasn't already been said about Will Osprey? He is fucking amazing. He has more than earned that GOAT title. And
Yeah, honestly, if he hadn't got injured halfway through the year, he would have been on my short list for best the whole year.
yeah,
But because he was out for a good chunk of the year, is my only reason he didn't make it for me.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, spoiler, he's not on my AMI 5 I chose, but he is on my long list. I think what was it his match against Hangman in the Owen Cup finals. That's on my list because that was a fucking banger. But yeah. Mo, yeah, solid pick, dude. Like really well done. Like
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get that out of the way before one of you two stole it.
it was not on my list. It's my fault. I actually forgot to put it on my best of
Yeah,
list.
because that I forgot about that match too.
Like I said, that was a problem with being early in the year. A great match like that, it kind of like fizzles away until somebody makes you remember it, and that's what Mo just did for you and me. So let me now for second pick time. Let us spin the wheel. Who is pick number 2 going to be? I am spinning again.
Because it was Mo, wasn't it?
No, it was me again.
Oh, then what? We can go with you again.
No. We're
That's
gonna
fine.
keep it shake. We're gonna keep it shaking up, and it keeps on landing on me. God damn it!
It lights
See,
you.
he
That's
keeps
just.
bribing that wheel.
I think you paid him too much. Just go with you, man. Like, let's go with what fate decides.
No. Fuck fate. We're going with somebody else.
If it's you again, we're doing you.
Yeah. It landed on. Oh my. This thing's broken.
Don't you lie? Don't you lie to us?
No, it's not. Nick, you're up.
All right.
You're up. Hold on a sec. Your second pick from last year. Oh, dude, you chose a good one for your second pick last year. Last year was Punk, McIntyre, Hell
No,
in
in
a
a
Cell.
cell. Which somebody pointed out, this was the first year, I think, since a long time we did not have a single Hell in a Cell match last year.
Yeah.
I think it was like since the early 2000s.
But, Nick, what is your second pick?
Well, we alluded to it earlier. It's going to be my other John Cena match. It's going to be John Cena versus AJ Styles at Crown Jewel 2025.
I fucking knew it.
I mean, it has to be. This match was fucking great. I had to pick it. This match was really good. Man, honestly, it was the best match that John Cena had last year.
I mean, depends on how you look at it. It's definitely the best, but
the best in terms of in-ring quality, I would say. But yeah, we get to actually let me pull that up real quick because I want to be able to go through all the moves. We talked about this match also in the John Cena.
Yeah,
thing.
you found a page that listed all of the special moves they did, signature moves they did.
Let me find it. Oh, I had it right here.
Damn it!
Here
man.
it is.
I hope you have a very unique third pick, man. You just chose 2 straight John Cena matches.
Well, I had to pick these 2 matches because I feel like they were both very important. Because the John Cena retirement tour, for as flawed as it was, did include some of the best moments of last year, and that includes these 2 matches. And John Cena really benefited, I think, from a lot of the people he faced in the ring. Like he had Cody Rhodes. In this case, he had the phenomenal AJ Styles. Oh, yeah. And honestly, can you really blame me for picking this match? Like, this match was fucking excellent. Like, so you had, and what's crazy about this match was basically a last minute thing because they wanted to do John Cena AJ Styles. I think earlier at one point earlier, it was supposed to be earlier in the year, but John Cena ran out of dates. But they decided, no, we're doing this match. We're going to announce it over X. And we're going to do the build that. And really, they didn't really need much build because it's John Cena and AJ Styles.
Right.
And these 2 absolutely delivered, even before the bell even rang. Because when the match started, you had AJ Styles coming out in his classic TNA gear that he wore on the Spike TV premiere back in 2005. Then you had John Cena surprise him by having Alicia Taylor Reid and Eric Extra Styles, which included a highlight of his career, including his time in TNA and the Bullet Club, which was really well done. Then you get to the match itself, where these 2 just absolutely delivered. AJ Styles proved why he's one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time. And it was just as much of a tribute to AJ Styles' career as it was to John Cena's. Because AJ Styles had indicated shortly before this that this year would be his final year. So both of them got to deliver moves from each other's greatest rivals. John Cena used the Miz Skull Crushing Finale, Russo's Accolade, Chris Jericho's Walls of Jericho, Bray Wyatt's Sister Abigail, Kane's Choke Slam, Randy Orton's Hanging Rope Mill DT and RKO, and also used the Undertaker's Tombstone Pile Driver. AJ Styles used Christopher Daniels' Angel's Wings, Frank Kazarian's Fade to Black, Samoa Joe's Cocaine Clutch, Sting's Scorpion Death Drop, Shawn Michaels' Sweet Chin Music. Even though they never wrestled each other, they still had a relationship. And I think did one of them use the Angle Slam, or am I thinking of a different match? I could have sworn one of them used the Angle Slam.
Or was that in the Sammy match on SmackDown?
That might have been where it was. But yeah, these 2 both showcase people who were important to them throughout their careers. And ultimately, John Cena was able to pick up the victory in what would be his 100th and 100th paper and final pay-per-view victory of his career. And
I think
they
the reason why you like this match so much is because it's very anime. All you gotta do is get some music, get some anime fight music going on in the background, and you have to dub over their voices. And it's just like if you imagine John Cena's like, I have to use every move in my arsenal, including some that I've never used before. Oh!
I mean, that's one of the things I love for wrestling is that it can be very anime. So, I mean, yeah, it's basically the two rivals battling out one last time. They know one of them's about to retire or leave or whatever reason,
Mm.
and they go all out, fully deliver. Honestly, I see some people saying that this probably should have been his last match. Like they should have had say this match for like his last match. Uh, Once again, I don't want to put down the match you have Gunther, but this match was peak of his performance last year. So I had to include it in my tops.
Okay. Okay, so I think I'm still as divisive as I was at the end of Crown Jewel when we were doing our reviews on it. I think it's a good match. It's a good member-bearing nostalgia match. And that's my problem with it, is that it's so member-bearing nostalgia. I love it, because, like, of course, I grew up with Cena. I didn't grow up with Styles, but I know enough about him that he's an amazing wrestler, and it's had a legacy as well. And they are hitting their greatest hits, and it was very enjoyable. I was having fun with it. But by the end of it, I'm like, yeah, it was just like if you're playing like custom characters for John Cena and AJ Styles in a 2K game, but you gave them all their previous wrestlers' finishers, and you just left special mode unlocked, unlimited mode, or however it fucking goes, infinite, and they just have them go out. And that's a fun thing to do, and that was a fun thing to do in this match. But like for me, I thought it was really good. I thought it was really good, but I felt like it was too nostalgia member-berry heavy for me. Like,
I mean, I I definitely get that, but if I was gonna build off of what you just used to describe it, if it truly was gonna be like a custom wrestling match, then you would have John Cena come out in his Thuganomics attire
mm,
with his rap theme song, and AJ Styles dressing up as a squirrel.
okay,
I love that left turn you gave us. That
that's
was great.
that's a girl.
A
But
squirrel.
that's all my thoughts on it. I still thought
I
it was
mean,
good.
I get the criticism of that, but to me, it was the pageantry around it because that's the main reason I love pro wrestling is the pageantry, and to me, it was the emotion. Honestly, Mo was right. All it needed was a kick ass soundtrack, and it would just had tears rolling down. And it's like, yeah, go. And man, and these are two guys I grew up with. Because even though I started watching wrestling technically in the Attitude Era, I was very, very young. I grew up in the Ruthless Aggression era, which during that time included the rise of TNA. And so I had John Cena while I was watching WWE, AJ Styles while I was watching TNA, and seeing these two icons face each other one last time, giving tributes to both of their careers, it was just magic to me.
Okay, I respect. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, if anybody loves this match, I can completely understand because I still had a fun time with it. It just for me, it wasn't like it wasn't. I'm not gonna say it wasn't for me. It was for me, but like it was like I just it was what it was. I that's the best I can put it. Yeah. So unless Mo has anything else to say, shall we get to who's gonna be second pick?
Mm-hmm.
We can continue on.
Yes. So spinning the wheel now. It's a great wheel as it lands on me. Okay, let's do this. Uh, my second pick. So my second pick of last year. Let me see. My second pick of last year. Kristen's second pick. My second pick last year Oh, it was Okada Osprey at World's End.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, that was like he was all banged up and fucked up from his match against Fletcher that same night. It was Okada. I think I remember I said it in our last year's best of, which was it was Okada trying. It was actually Okada giving effort because Okada giving effort Okada is best Okada, you know. Like, and he did, and they both went fucking at it. And it was fucking spectacular. Like, no qualms on that being added to the list. But this makes sense as I have to talk about another because that was another continuous, never gonna end fight for a feud between Osprey and Okada. They've gone at it a few times now. Okada was Osprey was his understudy. Then he turned on Okada, formed the United Empire, and then like the rest was history. And now we got Osprey in AEW. So
Yeah, that's going to be a running joke. Is like who gets betrayed more, Okada or Cody Rhodes?
Good point. But speaking of betrayals, let's talk about another classic feud that has gone on and has been known as the Fight Forever feud in WWE between two competitors who have been best buddies and the fiercest of rivals.
Oh, I know what you're going with.
So my second pick, and I'll explain why. I'll have two main reasons why it's my pick. But but to say my second pick is Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in an unsanctioned match at Elimination Chamber 2025.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start by saying, and I thought about this, and I watched the highlights back, this is the best no DQ match I've ever seen that has involved no blood at all. But they made up for that, which I'll get to soon, but best no DQ match I've ever seen that involves no blood. And, honestly, Triple H, 2 for 2 in unsanctioned matches.
Yeah.
Remember
this is my 7th match.
This was your 7th pick.
Yeah.
Okay, I picked 5, but that was your... Okay, cool.
I picked 10.
You know, because you think a quality blood feud and no key match will acquire blood. But not in the case when you're in modern era WWE. You gotta work your way on it. So in enters Sami and Kevin. Two guys who know each other in and out, back and forth, left and right. Know each other in and out. So they knew what to do. And what they did was, instead of showing blood to show you how brutal it is, we're just gonna be fucking brutal in our spots. And that's what fucking happened here. Because, good lord, watching back the highlights first, I forgot how, like that kind of like, that all guy. And no blood. No blood at all. You know, Charles Robinson got destroyed, but no blood at all. But yeah. So, of course, we already know this started with the whole, like, Royal Rumble match. Where Kevin wanted Sami on his side going into that match.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Sami being Kevin, now buddies with Cody, it was a big confliction, and ultimately, Sami didn't do anything in that match. So what did Kevin do? On the following night Raw, showed up and package pile drive Sami Zayn. Out for a little while, came back, and basically, Adam Pearce told him it will have to be an unsanctioned match. Because Sami couldn't be medically cleared to compete in a professional capacity by WWE legal standards. But like I said, in this match, they still try to murder each other. Like, regardless of no blood, they still try to kill each other. Like it's just weird. How is it? Now, no, let me note that AEW has put on one really good unsanctioned match since they started. And that was the Rosa Page one from the St. Patrick's Day Slam from a few years ago. That's still an amazing match. But to say Triple H has put on 2 in a row quality unsanctioned matches, I mean, if we're not counting that third weird match, pandemic between Ciampa and Gargano, like, he's on a roll with these. And what did they use in this match? Let's see. We got trash cans, we got tables, which Kevin Owens loves stacking on top of one another, but Chekhov's table happened, ring bells, and even chairs. Even one wrapped in barbed wire, which, holy shit, You think the only spot they were gonna do is I'm gonna hit you in the back like this with the barbed wire on it. No, no, they did spots where their heads collided with the goddamn barbed wire fucking chair. God damn it. Fuck. It still made me wince even watching back on highlights. Like,
It sounds like you need a cigarette.
yeah, there were so many brutal spots. Chairs to the back, chairs to the unintentionally to the dome. Two refs got taken out. The first ref of the main match got taken out. Lil Nate came out, counted a near fall for Kevin. Then Kevin proceeded to clothesline him out of his shoes, not figuratively. And then and what was great about this, there was even a justification for. I thought about this when we were watching it. There was justification for backstage personnel showing up. This is no sanction match. Unsanctioned match. They're not. They didn't even out there and stop anything. This was them being them. Like, you know what helped? A lot of the backstage producers were people that have worked with Sammy and Kevin over the years on the Indies, in ROH, and other promotions as well. So having those people come out to try and stop them from murdering each other was amazing, and it made sense. It completely made sense that some of their friends are trying to stop them from murdering each other, especially Kevin trying to murder Sammy, which ultimately he doesn't exactly do, but he wrecks him. He's able to ultimately get the win, and the other reason, and of course, this was a great fight for a rivalry feud of a hardcore match. But of course, I think the other reason I wanted to mention it was because of the possible unfortunate news that this is, of course, more than likely Kevin Owens' final match. There's been no word since he announced he's going to be out. He was going to be out of the Randy Orton match at WrestleMania. There's been no word back. So if this is his final match, it's a great way to go out, having a sick ass fucking match with your best friend and your greatest rival in your pro wrestling career. What a way to fucking go out in such a brutal match. And like I said, they were smart. They told a story not in blood, but by sheer brutality. And that's why I chose it as one of my picks for the best.
Yeah, it was in my top 10. So looking back on it, Elimination Chamber ended up being one of the better WWE shows last year. I think they said three. I saw somebody say the three best pay-per-views WWE pay-per-views last year were Evolution, Elimination Chamber, and Crown Jewel.
Oh no, WrestlePalooza?
No, the WrestlePalooza was one of the worst. So
no, WrestlePalooza was in the list.
Yeah, because you look back at Elimination Chamber, even though it was a 4-match card, it was really well done. And it resulted in had one of the biggest moments here was John Cena turning heel. The follow up of that, but it was still a cool moment. But this match was very good. It does suck in hindsight. It led to Kevin Owens having to leave. And if they had known Kevin Owens was leaving, they probably would have. I probably would have had Sammy winning instead. If they had known that Kevin Owens was going to extend the hiatus.
Yeah.
But because we didn't end up getting Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. Hopefully, Kevin Owens is able to recover and make it back to the ring because nobody deserves that. Their career ended outside of their own terms. But yeah, this match was excellent. It really goes to show that these two are just wrestling soulmates. They're just incredibly compatible with each other as opponents and as tag team partners. And so, like you said, it does end up being Kevin Owens' last match. Then yeah, it's a hell of a way to go out.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Mo, any other thoughts on the match?
I mean, it's trying to just mentally look back on it. It's a level of brutality that I don't think is normally that I normally expect WWE was, I want to say. But that's more of a good thing. You can't this was a special moment for people that have followed them for a while. So it deserved a special outcome, a
Mm,
special event, something that they don't pull every so often. So I I think, you know, if this is the last ride, the last show for Owens, fine. I would rather him, be able to live a long, healthy life
mm,
outside of that. But this was I I'm thinking back on it and it was fairly awesome.
yeah, definitely. So Mo, so your second pick for last year. Let me see. Your second pick for last year. Oh, of course you chose this one. Osprey Danielson from Dynasty 2024 was your pick from last year, and definitely a good match. That was the Tiger Driver, as I call it, the Tiger Driver drama.
Mm,
Yeah. But Mo, what
yeah.
I'll shut up this entire time. What is your
Oh,
second
well, I
pick?
mean, you're probably not going to
They're
get
like
it.
process you can't keep.
I assure you, you're not gonna get it this time. So, for my second pick, it happens to be during TNA.
Oh.
Mm.
So already you're not gonna get it.
Oh.
It happened during a wonderful time of the year for TNA fans. Some people call it a slammiversary. When you get the baby oil out, but not in a Diddy way, and then you're like, hey, who wants to wrestle me? Not in a Diddy way. And then, next thing you know, Dark State comes out, and you're like, oh man, Dark State. I can't wait for this match to happen, I did I drop enough hints that
I got
I'm going with Dark State versus the System and Matt Cardona.
what?
No, I am purely fucking with you. I'm actually
Man, for 2 seconds there, I'm like, well, Mo, I don't do suspensions on this channel, but
We
you're
need to
keeping
have
me on
we need to have
suspension.
Christopher actually put that up as a second choice,
Dark
and then pull it
State,
and then pull it
Dark
down.
State. No, so I am going with Slammiversary, but it's actually the X Division match of Slade
Yeah,
versus Moose.
that match was
That
excellent.
was pretty good. I think that was like I think the best match of the night too.
Yeah, I mean, with everything that was going on with Slammiversary, that it's uh like if I was gonna choose another match for Slammiversary, Mustafa Ali's match was pretty solid,
Hmm.
but a lot of shenanigans. But when it came to Slammiversary, really showing off Slater and Moose, Moose is Moose. He can go, and also it's just
Moose, moose.
I always love the X Division matches because it's not expected
Yeah.
to like outcomes. They're usually not expected, which is perfectly fine. Athleticism always beyond out there. I'm not gonna do the cliche it's X because it's you know, the unknown factor or something like that. Um, but I'm actually just kind of looking over the highlights of the stuff here, and it's Slater. Slater, for as young as he is, I I just hope that he grows and improves in ways to where, he's young now, but there's no way that he's gonna like continue doing the high risk, high flying stuff that he's doing. But I do think he will definitely evolve in such a way where like he'll have so much experience doing all of this that he'll like just become a sponge, especially with his time in TNA. So him versus Moose, great. I just saw him like flip over. Moose is outside in one corner of the ring outside. Slater goes from the opposite end of the corner inside of the ring and does a full flipping sit down, clears the turnbuckle, and lands on Moose. I mean, there's not a whole lot much else to go on to gush about these two, gush about this match. That really, if we're gonna go back to like previous videos that we've done, you
Yeah.
check out our reactions to Slammiversary. We were
Yes.
all getting hyped about this and everything, and it was well deserved. So I think it belongs here.
It absolutely does. I'm glad you brought this match up because I didn't have as much time as I wanted you to go through all the TNA pay per views. So this is definitely was a big highlight last year. What made this match really cool is that it was unpredictable. It was a battle of potential records because you had Moose. If he had won, he would have become the longest reigning X Division champion of all time. But if Leon Slater had won, he'd become the youngest X Division champion of all time, which gave an argument for why either guy could win. And of course, you had Leon Slater versus a guy twice the size of Moose. It gave that David and Goliath story, that underdog taking on the much larger wrestler. Leon, so it really built like good and good anticipation getting behind Slater, and Slater overcoming the odds, getting the victory over Moose and becoming the youngest ever X Division champion. Yeah, this was a very big good highlight for TNA last year. This is a good choice.
Yeah. Okay, I'm watching the highlights. Yeah, Leon Slayer sells Moose's chops like he's getting like hit in the face by Goku. Like, holy shit. He's doing literal backflips on a chop. A chop. It's not even any sort of. No, Moose is just being an asshole and chopping the shit out of his chest, and he's just doing backflips.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
good lord.
Along with that, I just want to add, um, so ending of the match, you have Moose putting the title around the waist of Leon,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when also Nick, his head exploded when this happened because AJ Styles showed up
Yeah,
immediately after, which was like his first appearance in a TNA ring after how long?
long time. Um, don't remember exactly how long it was. I can read real quick. Slammiversary, where are you? Slammiversary, June, July. Well, I think it was July.
June.
Was it
July.
June?
It was July? Oh.
Was it July?
Yep.
Where are you?
Where are you?
There you go.
I'm so sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was AJ Styles' first appearance since uh you could be saying it. Yeah, I can figure it out just by clicking on it.
Hmm.
I thought the page would say it, but it didn't. It just said turn of AJ Styles. TNA, right? Ended at the end of 2014.
Hmm.
So about a little over 10 years. No, yeah, about a little over 10 years. So that was a long time, definitely. So yeah, AJ Styles showing up right there and immediately also look. You already had Moose endorsing Slater. Then you had AJ Styles come out endorsing Slater, and then you're gonna like this, Mug. We're gonna be running this back kind of at Genesis because it's gonna be Leon Slater versus Cedric Alexander versus Moose for the X Division title.
Hmm.
So all three of those guys are gonna be in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Slater's in a little trouble in that match. He's got Cedric Alexander and Moose in there.
Yeah, I think that match was overall. I think my favorite match of Slammiversary was the Slater Moose match because it was very well done and very unexpected. Because I had Moose winning in that one.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier that we had that good match between Ali and Alexander earlier in the night. And then the four-way tag team match was good. The ladder match, which the Hardys regained the tag titles. And I know a lot of people were disappointed in the main event where Trick Williams retained, but ultimately it's what needed to happen to lead to Bound for Glory. See, I think Slammiversary was a pretty good show overall.
Okay, so I'm not gonna spin the wheel for the third pick because Nick's the only one who hasn't gone first yet.
Okay.
So Nick, Let me see. Hold on a sec. I forgot to do that while you were talking earlier. Nope. Press. Nope. So, Nick. Hey, speaking of TNA, your third pick last year was Rebellion 2024. Can you guess what it was?
Oh, in 2024. I'm trying to remember what the main event was. Oh, is that when that was Alexander Moose?
Nope.
No, wait, no, that was 2020.
You want me to tell
Damn,
you?
it was 2024 Rebellion. Hold on.
No. Oh, looking up. No looking up.
I'm trying to. You know, my memory's not great.
It's
Dark State.
no, it's
Dark
not.
State, Dark
No,
State.
it was Josh Alexander versus Hammerstone.
Oh, Hammerstone. That's right. That was they were feuding earlier that year. Yeah, that match was really good.
So now, what is your third pick?
I mean, it may be an obvious one, but it was a really, really good one. And it was one we were there for live at WrestleMania. Uh, it was the main event of night one.
Damn it.
I know which other one you're talking about, but I figured you'd have that one, so that's why I didn't pick it. So the main event of night one, which is CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. This match was really fun, and because as you guys, Mo wasn't there for night one, but as you remember, Kristen, night one
Wait,
was
he was there for night two. He just wasn't sitting with us. You made it sound like he wasn't there at all.
No, I said
well, he said night one. He said
night
I
one.
wasn't there for
Okay,
night
sorry.
one.
I got the days.
Yeah. So you and I both sat through night one. Night one was for the most part. But the main event made up for in the end because this was a really good night one main event. It was an interesting main event choice to pick because even though all three of these guys are major stars, there was no title on the line. But it had only thing on the line was personal grudges. And it ultimately also got to be CM Punk's dream because he finally got to main event WrestleMania. I say main event because he was night one, so we can talk about whether that really counts or not. But we got these three guys who all had beef with each other leading into this, long-standing beef, especially with Rollins, with both Punk and Reigns. You had Paul Heyman being dragged into it because he had, especially the human drag between both Roman Reigns and CM Punk, because he had been an advocate for both these guys. And you had CM Punk cashing his favor from War Games for helping out the Bloodline by having Paul Heyman in his corner, which made Roman Reigns upset, which made the lead up to this really hilarious because it felt like I was watching a rom-com with Roman Reigns and CM Punk fighting over Paul Heyman like he was the pretty girl at the prom. And then you had Seth Rollins thrown into this because there's really a lot. This storyline really started at the Royal Rumble where they all eliminated each other, which led to Jey Uso winning the Rumbles. That was weird. Remember that happened, guys?
Yeah.
But ultimately, it led to this match, and I just had it. I want to pull up the highlights. I also had one of the funniest CM Punk moments last year, where he got completely gassed, and he started trying to run towards the turnbuckle, and he just couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
That was funny. But damn, I just had it.
No, I can do it. I can react it for you.
Yeah, Face Triple H. So you had all three guys hitting each other. Like you had Punk performing DDT on both Reigns and Rollins simultaneously. Punk performing an elbow drop onto Rollins. You had Reigns hit the Superman punch, the Superman punch on Punk for the near fall. Reigns tried to go for a spear. Rollins countered into the pedigree and then hit it up with a stomp. Got a near fall. Then Punk hit the GTS on Reigns. Rollins performed a pedigree on Punk for a near fall. And then they tried to tease a shield power bomb on Punk before Reigns attacked Rollins, and now we ain't doing that. Pivotal moment saw Punk try to perform the GTS on Rollins, and then followed by Reigns hitting the spear on Punk, which was followed up by Rollins rebounding off the ropes doing a stomp on Reigns, and all three men were taken out. That moment was really cool. But the coolest moment happened right at the end when you had Paul Heyman had to make his choice because he got the steel chair, and you wonder, is he going to help Punk or is he going to help Reigns? And then he gives the chair to Punk. But before Punk could go out to Reigns, Heyman betrays Punk with a low blow, which makes Roman Reigns happy momentarily because he thinks he's chosen him. But right after, Punk was struck with a chair, and Reigns is about to struck Rollins a chair. Reigns the way Rollins had turned on Reigns 11 years prior with the breakup of the Shield. Heyman then turned on Roman Reigns with a low blow, handed the chair to Rollins. Rollins struck Reigns with a chair before to stomp on Reigns to win the match. Ends with Paul Heyman aligning with Seth frickin' Rollins. And even though that was my prediction going into it, it was still fun to see live because a lot of people didn't see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, oh, you thought he was going to pick Punk or Reigns? Screw both of them. He's going with Rollins. And that ultimately led to the alliance between Rollins and Heyman last year, which I thought was good for the most part. And I think it led to like a really good year last year for Seth Rollins before he got injured, unfortunately. Like I'll mention, like Seth Rollins was on my short list for one of the best of last year. And I'll talk about that when we get to it. But man, after a really mediocre night one, this main event was really cool. And it was a hell of a lot better than the main event we got night two.
Okay. So since I'll give my thoughts on this because I really thought you were going to go with the other multi-person match that was really good from WrestleMania.
I know which one you're talking about. But I figured you would bring it up.
I'm also surprised you didn't go with the hardcore match we saw in that TNA event we went to.
That was on my short list.
Okay.
But the only reason that wasn't higher is because it wasn't as big of a story around it. It was just a fun hardcore match.
Okay. So, yeah. It was a really good match, considering how night one wasn't all that great. The main event certainly made up for it. You know, regardless of Punk being gassed out already halfway through the match, it was still a quality bout between three amazing guys, and it told a great story that I honestly, apparently I was the only one who didn't see coming, but like, told the story of betrayal upon a betrayal, or like betrayal, so we put betrayals your other betrayals.
Yeah.
And
ultimately, Heyman would betray Rollins later in the year, so he betrayed all three of them.
Yeah, so it all worked out for everybody in the end. But it was a good match. One one we didn't, I don't think I'm pretty sure you didn't bring up was when Rollins tries to go Roman into doing a signature shield bomb.
Oh yeah, I did bring that up.
Yeah, but then
and Reigns like, what the hell?
Reigns
no,
pops Rollins and then does the power bomb himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good match. It was really good. It made up for the crap that was that night one. You know, really well done. Entrance was great, especially you didn't bring up Punk's entrance, which was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
Punk's entrance was really well done. Roman's entrance, where they lowered those tile LEDs that were above the ramp.
They showed members of the bloodline, yeah.
Yeah, the Samoan dynasty. That was really cool. Rollins coming out with a flamethrower and going from like a black outfit to a white outfit. Kind of reminiscent of Shawn Michaels' entrance from 25. Like, yeah, the entrances were all done. Of course, Punk also had Living Color there to play him out to the ring, which was really cool. He got to do the old clobbering time thing with Heyman, which was a nice callback. And yeah, and the right person won, and the right betrayal happened, and, you know, Punk got his main event, technically, for WrestleMania. Yeah. So, Mo, did you have any other thoughts on this match?
I literally could not provide any insight onto this because by the time I had gotten back to the hotel, I just saw Punk just I just saw everyone just being screwed over and I was like, "Oh, okay, what?" And then you know, I popped open a beer and enjoyed the rest of my night.
Wise man, wise man. So, Mo, I spun the wheel, and it landed on you. So, your third pick from last year. Let me see, Mo's third pick. So, come on. There goes Mo's third. Mo's third pick was from All Out 2024, and that was Hangman Swerve 3.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Was that what was that?
That was the cage match.
That was the cage. Oh yeah, now I had the spot with the needle and shit.
Yeah, because WWE and AEW had the similar storylines together with Punk, McIntyre, and Swerve Hangman that both culminated in a cage match of sorts.
I mean, cage match is a classic way to end, though.
Yeah.
So Mo, what is your third pick?
Well, I mean, you guys have been hinting at it and bringing it up and like shitting all over it, but I really think that the main event of night two was pretty awesome.
And Mo's been suspended for the channel. That's it, folks. I'm disconnecting right now.
Let me just talk about it, okay? Look, first of all, you have Travis Scott. You've got Travis Scott there.
Man, I'm
And guess
so
what?
close to hitting the
This
mute
is
button right now.
this is let me finish and I'll explain. So you have Travis Scott there. He did such a bang up job that he has never been seen again. Because when you do so well,
More like fucked up job.
sometimes you just gotta end on a high note. Like The Rock wasn't even there. He did what he needed to do. So,
Not show up.
he was like, Scott, you got this. You already slapped Cody in the head, in the ear. You did your part. Go out there, enjoy your time in Vegas. And then
Okay.
you have Cena.
We're just gonna go through the match.
Who has actually come out with as little fanfare as possible. He might as well just said insert name for his title graphic and just done a long silent walk to the ring. Like if they could deafen a crowd, Cena would have done it. And you would have just heard the squeaking of his shoes as he's walking down the ramp.
See, his heel entrance was pretty cool idea. I do have to give that.
Okay, so now
So your real pick.
okay. Well, it's also gonna be all out. Um so uh I won't leave you in suspense. It's the AEW World Tag Team Championship four-way ladder match
From All Out.
from All Out.
What was that? Dude, I don't even have. I don't even think I have my long list. I don't even have that on my long list.
What month was All Out this year?
All Out
So-
was.
They moved things around this year.
All Out
Was it August?
No, it was September.
Was it September?
Yeah.
It's usually in September. So
Where is it?
So yeah, who were the Yeah, talk Mo, because I don't remember. I honestly don't remember this match.
okay, I am
Here you are.
let's see. Okay, this is All Out Toronto.
Oh,
So-
this match. Okay, yeah.
So we have the Young Bucks. We have the Don Callis family, represented by Alexander and Hechitero. We have Jet Speed, and we have Brodito. So, I mean, essentially the Don Callis family members are the only Don Callis family and Brodito. Brodito has been building up steam with their style. They're working together, so always fun. Don Callis family, they're essentially the powerhouses in the whole thing. You have the Young Bucks, which I believe by this time for the Young Bucks, this was also when they were doing the I'm so broke gimmick. So there was, the comedy aspect of that where their interest theme was either so messed up or so broken or so cheap that the graphics designer are just like these poor bastards can't even pay us. You have Jet Speed who like Mike Bailey already superstar on his own right, but then you had Kevin Knight, two fast-paced, high-flying wrestlers that, always put on a good show. And really the addition of the ladder, it's kind of just like you're you expect all the high flyers to go off of it at some point. Some do, some don't, but it's it's a nice mixture of people. And again, I'm trying to go off of my personal memory of this, but I do remember this was a very spot heavy, highlight heavy, worthy match. Ultimately, you do have Brodito retain the titles in spectacular fashion. Um, if I can, if you guys want to add or talk about anything, I will try and see if I can find.
Yeah, I
I'm
remember.
not joking when I said it. I totally forgot about this match. I'm not kidding. I wasn't joking. I legit forgot about this match.
That's
Like,
probably because of this show. A lot of us probably more remember Okada, Takeshita, Dorada, and
oh yeah, I
and
remember that one.
and then Hangman Fletcher was the main event, which is right after this match. Also, this was the show where Statlander beat Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter and Tekla to win the title.
Oh yeah, that was the surprise. Yeah, now I remember that part. I don't remember this tag match for the life. Oh no, wait, I remember it now because is it at the end Jack Perry shows up again? Or am I
Yeah,
thinking
I think this is where he came back.
is
Hold
this where
on.
he came back, or am I thinking of a different one?
Hold
No, I'm
on, but
thinking of something different. I'm thinking of a different pay per view.
no,
Fuck,
this was no, this was it. This when he came back and he reformed. He came back. It cost the Young Bucks.
I, dude, Mo, I'm serious. I don't remember this match.
Yeah, this is when Jack Perry came back.
This was when Jack Perry came back. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Brodito won the tag titles. This is where they won it, right?
No, they won
No,
against.
they retained it.
They retained
They
him.
retained it. Yeah. Yeah, I vaguely remember this match. Now that I'm thinking about it, I remember it was really good. But that's it.
So I'm looking at a couple spots here. One spot was Brody King suplexing Alexander, who was also suplexing Bandito, who was also suplexing, I believe, Matt Jackson. So it was like a tower German, with Brody, of course, being the anchor person behind that. You have plenty of slams into ladders. Jet speed being tossed into a ladder altogether by Brody. Young Bucks doing their signature kicks into people into Bandito. He gets slammed into a ladder. It was like a setup. What's the? I don't want to say Chekhov's ladder, but it's like Chekhov's ladder. It was being set up. It was bound to happen, and then eventually Bandito gets slammed into the ladder. In some of these spots, I believe that there was one particular ladder spot where someone crotched them. It looked like they crotched themselves on the ladder, but I could be mistaken. But again, I'm trying to get some visual highlights. But if you guys don't happen to remember anything else or remember this match, we can continue on.
Yeah, I do. I think was this one of the shows that I missed because I feel like I missed this pay-per-view.
This was All Out Toronto, so this was like Edge was like the
March 9th. That was last March.
So the intro to All Out had guy who played Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys.
Oh wait, I'm in the wrong one. There we go.
I remember that match.
That wasn't a match. That was the intro to All Out.
I remember. No, what I mean is when I remember that match, I remember it being FTR versus Edge and Christian. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this was back in September. Because I know there was a couple last year I couldn't make because I had to work, and I'm trying to remember if this was one of them.
Let's just look at the thumbnail for a reaction. If you're not in the thumbnail,
that's what I'm doing.
September. Okay, I'm gonna look at the highlights for this match. See if I can refresh my memory a little bit.
Because I did the predictions. Yeah, I missed this one because I did the predictions, but I didn't do the reactions. So that's probably why I don't remember this match as much. Because I did go back and watch highlights because I watched it later.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I don't remember this match as much. But I do remember like Jack Perry coming back, costing the Young Bucks. That was a cool moment. Yeah, ooh, yeah, I can see why you picked this match. Brodito was one of the best tag teams last year, and they had some good matches. Even though the reign wasn't that long, I don't recall being that long. Where's the tag titles? Tag team titles. Reigns.
Yeah, it was 90 days.
Yeah, 90 days. They only held it for 3 months. So they had a short reign, but they had some good matches that time.
Yeah. Okay, so Mo picked a good one because I be honest, I didn't fucking remember.
Yeah, we mentioned Mo makes pretty interesting choices, and I mean it in a positive way because it has a variety.
I
Now,
mean,
oh, go on.
Like I would admit, I think my three choices were probably obvious choices, but I thought they were important choices to make. Well, then we got Mo who makes probably not the choices that some people would make, but choices I think that make
one day,
sense.
guys, you're gonna understand the appeal of Dark State.
Never. Dark State prevented another TNA match from making it to my top 10, so fuck them.
Anyways, so my third pick. So my third pick from 2024, ironically enough, was All In, and that was of course Danielson Swerve for the AW World Title,
Mhm.
which was basically Brian's last really good match.
Yeah.
Kind of tragic. But
Fuck.
now I am conflicted between two matches to pick as my third and final pick to do a deep discussion on,
Are you
because
doing WrestleMania Night 2?
because let me finish.
Cena
Because
versus Rhodes?
man,
Okay, sorry.
um, I'm stuck between two matches to talk about because both deserve their time in the sun, all things considered. But I'm gonna play, and this you'll automatically know as soon as I say this. I'm gonna play, but I was there live for this
Mhm.
one. So obviously, and for the first time in the 6 years we've been doing this, I'm the first one to be choosing two of his matches to be women's matches out of my three usual picks. So of course, it's from WrestleMania 41. It
Mhm.
is night two. It
Mhm.
is, of course, for the Women's World Championship. It is Io Sky versus defending her title against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley.
This
I'm
is my number. This was my number 4 pick.
Damn it! I was hoping this entire time when Mo landed on Mo, I'm like, oh cool, Mo will probably go for this match. You know, you
I
probably
mean,
really enjoyed this match.
I did, and it's on my list, but I figured I'd give it to you.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's why I struggled between picking this or the Punk Reigns Rollins match as my third. But I figured you would have picked this already. That's why I went with Punk Reigns Rollins.
okay. So obviously, and this is another reason why I thought somebody was gonna pick it. Most blatantly obvious one as one of the best women's matches of 2025. Like
Well,
I said,
I'd argue it was the best. Well, I can't say because I didn't watch every
I
Stardom
don't want to be
match.
I put one of the best because I don't want to be completely biased on this.
In terms of American wrestling, I would say this is the best women's match of last year.
That's why it's except for the Tony Mariah one. As I said,
Hmm.
best one that wasn't affiliated with Joshi Wrestling with like a Joshi Wrestling current Joshi Wrestling company. Um, I know Io technically wrestled for Stardom before Nick gets started. I know
I
she.
wasn't gonna say anything. This is a WWE match, not a Stardom match.
Io technically wrestled for Stardom.
Like I said, being there live also was a big plus for me.
Hmm.
The formula for this bout was simple. You take three of your best wrestlers in the women's division and give them enough time to showcase their stuff. I totally forgot this match was only 16 minutes, by the way. Like only roughly like a 16-minute long match. This match, I was it 16 minutes?
Check.
You can just YouTube search it. They have the full match available on the WWE channel, YouTube channel.
It's quicker to Wikipedia it because
I don't remember how.
Wikipedia has the match times on there. Where's results? Here we go. It was 14 minutes 25 seconds.
Yeah, see, it was a less than 15-minute match, and they gave them just enough time to showcase their stuff. Plus, after what happened with that Stratton Flair match, it was like a breath of fucking fresh air. It was a nice
The
solid
Spider-Man
cleanse.
meme.
It was a nice solid cleanser to open night two because this was also the opening match on the card.
Hmm.
I love the main story anyways because there was two different main stories. The first one is Rhea and Bianca's hate for each other going into this because like they wouldn't stop annoying each other. And then the second story is I think a bit meta. Nick would agree, a bit meta. Nobody nobody was giving Io the time of day in this feud. Nobody was giving Io the time of day in this feud. She was the third wheel in a match where she was the champion. Like, they were more, Rhea and Bianca were more screwed with squashing her beef and winning the title than actually caring for who was holding the title. We'll get to that when we talk about the finish of the match. The biggest difference, though, was this match had actual chemistry. Full on mad scientist levels of chemistry. While night one's felt like the flow between Charlotte and Flair was way off, night 2-1 felt like everything was clicking. Like left, right, and center. Aside from maybe one or two like corner spots where they had to slow it down a bit to get the spot successfully done, all three involving all three competitors, there were spots in this match where the flow was there. Like, I watched snippets of this match, like highlights of this match, and literally it was like nonstop. They would rest and then go into the next flow of the match. Rest, go into, like, they would not stop this entire match. Like, it was like, it didn't feel like they were going spot to spot. It just felt like a match that kept going and didn't stop. The only time they stopped was to breathe because they were winded out from, like, the damage they've done to each other. And like I said, the finish alone was well fucking capped too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of both stories going into this match. Because Io was knocked out on the turnbuckle post. Rhea and Bianca were still going out in the middle of the ring, not paying any attention to Io. And like, Bianca got the roll-up pin, was going to win. Like, for us, we saw it, but like, I rewatched back, really well done camera angle. Like, Io hits her over the moonsault on Bianca, pinning Rhea to pick up the win and retain, thus proving the point that ultimately what cost Ripley and Belair was not paying attention to Io and only focusing on their feud to win title when the actual champion would win. Now, and it's what cost them. Like, spectacular match from a spectacular trio of women. One gripe, I do have one gripe, I continue with my one gripes, is that the buildup of adding Rhea to this match was so fucking clunky. Like, so fucking clunky. We're making Bianca the special guest ref for this match. I'm like, oh, you do realize it's a stupid move, right? Like, you do realize you're being an idiot. And then her signing the contract when it
she tried to pull Shawn Michaels.
Like, I think like that was my only gripe with this match, was there's just been a build-up. I'm happy all three women got into this match because it was fucking great. It was spectacular. And also, Io made history being the first wrestler of Japanese descent to win at WrestleMania. Yeah,
it should have been Asuka multiple times. They didn't do it.
Do not remind me of that WrestleMania. Do not!
I mean, the fact that Asuka's never won at WrestleMania is astonishing to me.
Hey, Nick, do you remember that WrestleMania that he's talking about?
I absolutely remember that WrestleMania. I fucking hate that match.
That's crazy. I remember.
Yeah, Saw match. I'm missing so many spots. There are so many amazing just like counter spots and other spots where they're countering. It's just
these three women have excellent chemistry with each other.
Yeah.
And like you said,
and you know what's funny? They would continue this for more or less. Because then at SummerSlam we got what was it? At Evolution we got Io Rhea featuring Naomi.
Yeah, that match was that match ended up being on my short list.
Then at SummerSlam they did it again with Io Rhea and Naomi.
And Naomi this time, yeah.
And Naomi.
And that match was good too.
And that match was solid as well. So like, it shows like something we'll bring up when we talk about our best in terms of men's and women's. But like,
yeah, aside from the couple of months they forgot Io Sky existed as champion, the women's world title was booked really well throughout last year. Because you had Rhea capping off starting the year by beating Liv Morgan to get her title back, shockingly losing it to Io Sky in the build-up to this, because Bianca Belair had won the Elimination Chamber to earn a shot. So we assumed it was probably going to be Rhea Bianca at WrestleMania. Then, shockingly, she lost it to Io. And you were right, there was excellent storyline with Rhea and Bianca disrespecting Io, even though she was a champion. Just focusing too much on themselves, and Io losing her shit over, saying, "Hey, don't ignore me, don't disrespect me,"
Don't
and her
respect this.
don't disrespect this. And then ultimately, yeah, it costing them with Io proving herself that she's just as good as either of them and beating them. And it was an excellent decision. And it started night two off really because we were kind of a little down from night one because we were like, yeah, the main event was cool, but what was it? Night two had the opposite problem. Night two's card was mostly good, but the main event was shit. It's like it was weird. It was weird. It was opposite problems of night one and night two. And yeah, this was excellent ways to kick off night two. And this led to it led to like after this though Io being ignored for a couple months before they finally picked it up again with Io and Rhea, which ultimately led to Io versus Rhea at Evolution, where Naomi pulled off a brilliant Seth Rollins-esque heist, where she cashed in Money in the Bank during the match and won the women's title.
And you know what's funny? It didn't ruin that match at all.
No,
it didn't ruin it.
You see, Dark State. That's how you interfere in a match and not ruin it.
Exactly.
You leave Dark State alone.
But yeah, that ultimately led to SummerSlam match. Then it led to Naomi having to vacate the title. I don't want to say unfortunately because she said the miracle of pregnancy, so it's not an unfortunate situation. It's the timing of it all, and she had to vacate the women's title. But that did led to Stephanie Fakir being Io Sky at probably the only highlight of WrestlePalooza. Even though I did enjoy Punk and AJ Lee versus Becky and Seth, I enjoyed that match. I feel like that should have been the main event. But I think no one disputed the absolute highlight of WrestlePalooza was Fakir and Io, and the Fakirs carried that title for the end of the rest of the year. So I feel like the women's world title was well booked for the most part last year. Thanks mostly because of Io, Bianca, and Rhea. And then you go throw in Naomi and Steph Fakir near the end of the year.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Mo, any other thoughts on this match?
There were I just remember being so happy for Io. I mean, it very well could have been a classic WWE thing where the family's in the crowd and you just watch the family just has to watch their child lose in front of them or get brutally mauled. But when they showed off Io's parents in the crowd, I think it was before and after. That was a very it was a heartwarming moment for me to see the smiling on their faces, and it was it was a great way to start a WrestleMania.
Yeah, because Joshi wrestlers in WWE have come a long way. Because Triple H has obviously had a very different philosophy on them than Vince McMahon did. And so like now you got people like Io Sky, Asuka, Kairi Sane, all having great matches in WWE right now. Julia's still having good matches. It's just they don't really know what to do with her right now on the main roster. Probably should have kept her in NXT while they didn't know what to do with her. You know she's winning titles. They're just not. We'll see if her second U.S. title reign's better.
Yeah.
But yeah, to wrap it up, Io Sky has absolutely become a bona fide star. I think she kind of already was leading up to this, but 2025 solidified her as one of the top women's wrestlers in the company. And now she started this year by winning tag titles with Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
It's funny how like they started off as enemies at the beginning of last year, now they're best buddies.
So now we're gonna go over I call them honorable mentions, but we're gonna talk about the other couple picks we didn't choose on our short list. I have a long list, but we'll start with our short list for honorable mentions. So I guess we won't do this in any particular order. So I will go first. My two other matches I didn't use. Remember, we're just gonna briefly talk, not deep dive, but first one was the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble. Very well done. Second half was fucking the best second half I've seen of a Rumble match in years.
Unpredictable winner.
And I found a predictable winner. And then my other one, this was between this and the triple threat. This is why I was hoping somebody would choose the triple threat. My other pick was Paige Moxley at All In.
Yeah. That was my number 5.
That one, I think, like I said, one of the reasons was I think because I was at live at the triple threat one, I enjoyed that more. But I think another reason, and I even put in my description, which I will not read, which is that like, man, this match was good, but I was burnt out. Remember, this was a 5 to 6 hour long pay-per-view for them,
Yeah.
so like I was just out. Like I was like, I enjoyed this match; it was very well done, but I was just out of it by that point because I was fucking exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but those are my other two, and I do have a long list. But Mo, did you have any other like a short list you had that you want to like briefly mention?
Doki versus Desperado,
Okay.
At Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
Wrestle Kingdom.
Well, that was the one that ended in a referee stoppage because Doki got
Yeah,
actually injured.
yeah, that was. I mean, I like Kristen, when I asked you for that information, I was not only just looking at the looking for the screenshot, but I was also like, I gotta, I'm gonna rewatch that just to see. And I was just like, I watched the cannonball, like the it was essentially like a senton power bomb to the outside. It was Desperado was going to like it was an awkward land, but it was also like when you look at it, it's like how did he get injured? Oh yeah, his arm. It looked like he landed pretty hard on that. But they were going pretty hard um to start, but it was still I still thought for what there was, it was great. Um Also Anarchy in the Arena, Double or
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
That
Yeah,
was fun.
that was really fun.
That was very fun.
That was really
And
good.
those were actually the two because you already mentioned the women's world and I already talked about the undisputed championship, so there's nothing else.
Okay. And then my long list, because Nick's already
Uh,
seen this.
do you want to give me my two real quick,
Oh,
or do you want? Or
did
do you
you
want
have?
to? You can do your long list.
No, no. Did you have? I'm sorry. Go on. Go on. I forgot. Yeah, go on. Go on.
Uh, so yeah, Hangman Moxley was my number five. So you did my four. Io Rhea Bianco's my four, and this is number five. I do want to briefly talk about that match real quick because that storytelling was really good because everyone was so sick of the Death Riders at that point. They wanted somebody to be the savior, take them down. So it was very similar to the Cody Roman match of the year before
Mm.
because people were sick of the Bloodline and wanted them taken down. Thankfully, we didn't have to deal with Death Riders as long as we had to deal with the Bloodline. And then Hangman, you had everybody interfering, Darby Allin returning. It was just excellent work. So that's why it was my top rated AEW match last year. But right below that is the match that led up to this match, which was the main event, Double or Nothing 2025, was Will Ospreay versus Hangman Adam Page in the Owen Hart Cup final.
Yeah, that's on my
That
long list.
that match was excellent. Well, Ospreay they keep waiting to make him like he's being right now. He's currently in the always the bridesmaid, never the bride right now. And unfortunately, he got injured, so postponing more. Hopefully, he can make it back this year before All In. Because if he does, I think it's a guarantee he's going to win the world title in England, in London, England,
Mm.
if he's able to come back in time. Whether that's MGF, the ones he beat, or whoever. Honestly, I kind of would like to see somebody else because I saw Osprey MGF already at All In the year
Hope you
before.
like your Ospreys with a side of MJF.
Well, that's probably what it's going to be if Osprey is able to cover in time, and hopefully he is because Will Osprey is definitely one of their top guys they have, and he's kind of already in the gives that top guy aura already without being the top guy.
Mm.
So he's definitely obvious shortlist choice for to be a world champion this year if he's able to make it back in time.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned Zane Owens, that was on my list. I briefly went over Rhea, Naomi, Evolution, that was on my short list. You mentioned Tony Mariah May already. So, yeah, another choice I have is Kenny Omega versus Gabriel Kidd at Wrestle Dynasty 2025. That Wrestle Dynasty, I think we both agree, was just like, it was okay. And it was a house, it was like a basically glorified house show. But
Yeah.
this match was really good.
Mm.
Kenny Omega always delivers. This was Kenny Omega's comeback match after he'd been out for a while. These two tore the house down.
So
And that was actually through my whole top 10.
okay. I'll go through my long list quickly. The ones that weren't anybody else I mentioned. Rollins Punk from the Raw Netflix debut.
Yeah, that was on my
Um,
longer list.
was it Jordan Grace versus Tessa Blanchard from Genesis?
Mm-hmm.
That was a really well done match. Brought that up. Mentioned to you before, Mance Warner, Sammy Califan, Barbed Wire Massacre
That
match
was a lot of fun. It was a lot of
from
fun.
from Unbreakable. You already brought up Osprey Hangman, the Owen Cup final. Yeah, Io. Another one you brought up, Io Rhea featuring Naomi.
Featuring Naomi.
From Evolution. Uh, TLC match from Night 2 of SummerSlam.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Because they knew they fucked up by not putting that amazing SmackDown ladder match on the WrestleMania card. They put that dog shit New Day match on there instead.
Yeah.
Because promotions. And they definitely delivered in that match overall.
Yeah, when we talk about tag team of the year, I'm definitely gonna talk about SmackDown's tag division.
And the last one Noe brought up, Stephanie Vakir versus Io Sky for the Women's World Title at WrestlePalooza.
I briefly mentioned it when I was going over the overview of the Women's World Title last year.
Mention.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only one of only 2 matches that were really good from that card.
Yeah.
What was the other?
Well, one was really good for in ring. The other one was good just for the entertainment factor, which was the what was it?
The mixed tag match.
It was the mixed tag match. It was Rollins and Lynch versus Punk and Lee.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's all I got for my long list, and those are our honorable mentions. So if you haven't yet, check out those matches. Find a way to check out those matches because they were all quality. There was a reason they're on my list, and there's a reason they're going to be staying on my list. What did you want to tackle next? Because last year we tackled best promo segments, but I don't think I have a lot of them here.
I only really prepared 4 categories. I did like best male wrestler, best female wrestler, best tag team, best show.
So I'll mention mine. So for promo segments, I only have like 3. I think there was a lot of good ones, but these 3 stood out to me.
I thought a few on top of my head, so you do yours.
The hardest role to play is yourself. I briefly brought this up during when I was talking to Mariah Tony. This was when she transitioned back from her previous gimmick back to her current gimmick, the timeless gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
That was really well done. It was on an episode of Collision too, which is hilarious. It was on an episode of Collision, and then what was it? Why They Need It by Hangman Osprey. This was May 21st Dynamite. I don't remember what the promo was about. It was a May 21st Dynamite. I think this was the go home show for this is the go home show for Double or Nothing. Oh my god, Hangman Osprey. What were they doing? Hangman Osprey were doing for that Dynamite match. Oh no, was this build up to their cup final match?
Yeah, it's built up to the cup final.
It was build up. Yeah, this was a really good promo. And then my only segment was I'll save that for a moment. But those were my 2 promos. My best promos that I really enjoyed this year.
So another promo that was really good. There's 2 I can think of. John Cena's pipe bomb. During his build up to his match with CM Punk.
Oh yeah, that was good.
So we also got when CM Punk came out as a Doctor of Thugonomics. That was fun. But CM Punk, they mirrored their feud from Money in the Bank, where Cena had taken out Punk and delivered his own little pipe bomb. Then we had Cody Rhodes, John Cena's build up to SummerSlam. That promo between those 2, which randomly just turned Cena's face. But the segment leading up to that was good. Cody Rhodes had a lot of good promos this year. Because Cody Rhodes is good on the mic.
Yeah.
Trying to think of some other promos this year. Shoot.
When you say Cena's pipe bomb, is that when
Cena did his own version of Punk's promo against him from their build up to Money in the Bank 2011, to where he put Punk to the table, then he sat up in Tom World and delivered a promo, his own version of the promo that CM Punk delivered on him back in 2011.
Okay.
That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely another one of the highlights of Cena's retirement tour, was his feud with Punk, leading that mini feud with Punk. Cena had a lot of good promo moments because Cena's good on the mic, so it's one of the best talkers of all time. Let's see. Trying to think of other promos. Moby, can you think of any promos while I'm thinking?
Well, that's why I was asking about the Cena pipe bomb because other than like Tony Storm in general, who was awesome,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of the Brussels when Cena was still heel and he's talking about how the fans are toxic and I mean he's speaking some truth about it and I
Mm-hmm.
look the image of the kid crying that was, it just it sticks with me. I just keep thinking, seeing that kid with the Cena shirt, and then he's just like, "Why, Cena? Why?" It's like, "You, I'm taking this all out on you." And then he's just like, "What, me?" Uh, look, I love it.
Oh, I just thought of another one.
Yeah.
The build up to the crown jewel between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. That promo between them was really good. Uh, when they talked about their history together, and Rollins said, "I was never your friend," and Cody was basically calling him a liar. And there was
Mm.
you can tell to see the conflict in Rollins' eyes about the way he's become is really what he wants to be. Uh, and ultimately let and they're and that was also a good match we didn't mention, which Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel,
Yeah.
that champion versus champion
Yeah,
match.
well, unfortunately, that's the match that also Rollins got injured and it fucked up the plans for
I think it's
division.
right after the match he delivered a really good short promo after that,
Mm.
and unfortunately he was injured at that point. But yeah, there that built up between because it actually made me care about that match because the Crown Jewel Championship stuff is like whatever. It's just something the Saudis wanted to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the ones like the Cody Gunther build up, the Cody Gunther match ended up being good, but I didn't care about the story really. But
Mm-hmm.
Rollins Cody made me care about the match because their history. Like I didn't give a damn about the Crown Jewel belt. I just cared about these two going at it. So Rollins and Cody really made me care about that match because of their promo skills. So I have to give those two credit.
Next up, best pay per view. Mine's simple. AW Revolution 2025. The
Oh,
main event sucked ass, but you know what? The rest of the card was fucking solid. It had two true blue 5-star matches with the Tony Mariah match, and of course the very obvious Osprey Fletcher steel cage match.
I struggled with this one because there was a lot of shows this year that had good moments but nothing that was like overall good. Like there would be a show that had a couple good moments and the other card was and then there'd be other. It was kind of spread out.
Yeah.
There wasn't really one show where everything kind of clicked for me. But the closest I came to finding one was All In 2025.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Because not just the Moxley uh Moxley Hangman match. Let me pull that card up real quick. That match was in was it June? Was All In June?
Oh.
No.
Was it July?
July.
Was it July?
Remember,
Because
it
they
was the
cause,
same. It was the same weekend Evolution 2 was.
oh, okay, yeah, you're right. All In two because that also had, even though I hated the unified title concept, Okada Omega match was also really good.
Yeah, I think somebody put that match best in saying we know they can put on like 6 or 7 star matches. This match was a 4.5 out of 5 for them, which is still
And
great.
it also had the surprise result of Tony Storm beating Mercedes Monet because we assumed they were going to coordinate Monet at that point.
Yeah,
You had that Strickland and Osprey like taking the Young Bucks out of power.
that was fun.
That was a good match. Dustin Rhodes winning his first AEW title for a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
So that I felt like it wasn't a perfect show, but I don't think anything was perfect this year. Like the best WWE show I feel like overall I looked at, it probably is Evolution. From top to bottom, I think that card was really good.
hmm
So that's I
um,
probably go with those.
yeah. I didn't choose All In. It was close. I think if I had to choose, I think top three would probably. I think number three would probably be Evolution. Probably, I would have to go over it some more. But yeah, three would probably be Evolution. Two would probably be All In. The only
Yeah.
reason All In didn't become my favorite, You know me and AEW pay-per-views, the length.
It's too long.
It
Yeah,
was I'm not even counting pre-show. It was a 6-hour card.
yeah. I think my number 3 probably is Crown Jewel. 'Cause I thought Crown
Like,
Jewel was a very solid card.
say what you will about the main event of Revolution, at least that stuck to the 4.5-ish hours.
Yeah,
Um,
I do gotta give credit to Crown Jewel because I enjoyed that show from beginning to end. And also, it had Cena Styles, it had Cody, Rollins. Uh, I even enjoyed like Bronson Reed being Roman Reigns was surprising.
mhm.
So yeah, I'd say that's probably my 3 is All In. I do have to give credit to Double or Nothing too. Double or Nothing was pretty good. So yeah, All In, Double or Nothing, Evolution, and Crown Jewel. So they were my best ones.
Mo, did you have a favorite pay-per-view from 2025?
I mean, I would definitely agree with you on Revolution. Um, I'm trying to just look over Crown
Revolution was
Jewel,
good. That main event just soured me.
Yeah, I know. For a lot of people, are
but
like, it's a great pay-per-view if you just cut off the tumor that is the main event.
but I mean, going off of that, you like if we were gonna use one match that is like souring something, there was no perfect pay-per-view and there never will be.
Yeah.
But if like the majority of your card is awesome
Mm-hmm.
and you're pulling off awesome shows, then I think you could at least give it,
I
that.
mentioned.
Yeah. Um,
Uh if we're going with that logic, then if I see WrestleMania as night 1 and 2 as separate shows, then I have to include WrestleMania night 2, just ignoring the main event.
Mm.
yeah.
I feel like most of that card was good.
Oh, well, I I definitely didn't see the AJ Styles Logan Paul match, and
That match was good though. It was good.
Yeah.
Also, man, that's another thing. When I was mentioning Logan Paul, John Cena at Clash of Paris was also really good.
Mm. It was. So best. Next up, I have best moments. Take with this what you will. These were just moments for me, and moments that overall happened that I like to talk about. John Cena turning heel, Elimination Chamber 2025. It was a really good
Mhm.
moment, and that's all it was. Joe Hendry debuting at the Royal
Wrestle.
Rumble. No, let me
Oh,
finish.
okay. Yeah.
He has 2 moments on my list. Joe Hendry not only making his Royal Rumble debut, but making his WrestleMania debut as well.
That was
I
awesome.
mean that I feel like we gotta have a little bias in it because
Yeah, we're biased. I don't care though. It's our show.
Oh yeah.
Joe
Uh,
Hendry's awesome.
brought up briefly when we were talking about our mentions, but Jey Uso winning the men's Royal Rumble. Did not see that
Yeah,
coming.
yeah, that was a cool moment for him, shocking, but we can debate how well that went afterwards.
Trick Williams winning the TNA Championship.
A shocking moment.
Yeah. Charles Robinson getting pounced hard at Night of Champions 2025. Motherfucker. And in his interview, he wanted to sell it even harder, too.
I
According to
mean,
his Chris Van Vliet interview.
and then later on, he got took it out by Goldberg.
But damn, what a hell of a sell, man. He runs, wham, just flies right into the steel steps. Amazing. Lil Nate is fucking awesome. Also don't bother him when he's breaking down the ring after the show.
what
Uh,
is that from the interview?
that's from an interview. He's like, there's a reason people try to stay and try to get me out of it, but I'm busy helping break down the set, the ring, and stuff like that. So, this one, honestly, I say this is up there with shocking. Konosuke Takeshita not only winning the G1 Climax, but going on to win the IWGP. I'm gonna call it like this for the sake of the moment, the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
That's what it was called at the time. So yeah, you can
Yes.
call it that.
I didn't see it coming. Like, I was like watching that file, I'm going, what? Like, holy crap, he actually won the G1. Even though I know he's technically signed with 3 different promotions, he fucking won it. Like a man I saw I saw the beginning, not the beginning of the ring, but for me, the beginning of AEW, all the way to fucking winning the G1, and then winning the title off of, not even just anyway, off of fucking Zack Sabre Jr. Like, that was fucking amazing. And then I
Mhm.
have to add it to the 2026 list. Then he had a banger match with Suji, this year, which was great as well.
Which finally fixed the timeline with the IGB heavyweight title belt. Thank you,
Um,
Suji. That's 2026 praise. That'll be after next year.
the next up, the Vision portraying Rollins on the. This is before I found out about the injury, but I still put it on here. Vision portraying Rollins on the October 13th edition of Raw. This was, of course, after. This was the after. Was it the crown? Was it the Raw after Crown Jewel?
Yeah.
He got destroyed by Bronson and the
Braun Breaker.
Bronze. He got
Yeah.
destroyed by the Bronze, and yeah. And then last, but certainly not least, John Cena retires at Saturday Night's Main Event 42.
hmm
Yes.
Which
Okay.
unfortunately the crowd kind of ruined.
Now I'll leave it up to you if you want to. Did you want to try to guess the best promotion?
Oh wait, I thought don't we get to pick our best moments?
Oh, did you want to pick? Oh, sorry.
I have a
Sorry.
few.
I didn't know. Okay, go on.
So Joe Hendry winning the TNA World Title at Genesis. The match with Nemeth was pretty good, but him finally winning the TNA title was cool.
Hmm.
See, I mentioned a couple of them already. Go down here. Mo, do you have any while I'm looking?
Just general moments.
Yeah, just general moments.
I mean, the Tony Storm, Psycho, the whole Tony Storm coming out in her rocker persona
hmm
after so long. That was pretty fun. Callback. And let's see. Uh
Yeah.
AJ Styles coming out.
Oh yeah,
This was brought out. AJ
yeah.
Styles coming out during Slammiversary
That was
to
awesome.
acknowledge Leon Slater as the future of the X Division, or like the embodiment of the X Division of
hmm
everything that's going on. Um, Joe Hendry doing his turn during WrestleMania and
hmm
getting RKO'd for it. I
that
mean,
was great. Uh, Joe Hendry had a lot of good moments this year. I kind of do want to give a shout out to that main event Rebellion with him and
Hmm.
Kazarian at Ethan Page. Oh, Ethan Page. I got. Oh shoot, I have to give Ethan Page props for promos. I should have mentioned him. Ethan Page and Chelsea Green have stolen the show with their duo. They've delivered some excellent promos together. Like they're like the high school jock and cheerleader you absolutely hate and
I
want to
don't
see.
hate him.
You love to hate them. Uh, you have to give them credit as well. They have basically stolen the show.
Actually,
I
I would say I wouldn't call them the high school jock and beauty queen. I think because of their like Ethan Page, he loves action figures. So it's
mhm.
like he could be the nerd who got bullied and then got
Yeah,
like
we got money.
super buff, and then he's just like, you guys are all nerds now. And then Chelsea Green, wasn't she like she was hot mess. She was the hot mess. So it's
Yeah,
just
back in
like,
TNA. Yeah.
and then she just glams up, and it's like, oh, now all of you are. I mean, she's not like looking down on people too much, but she was a president, a U.S. president title holder. You know that.
U.S. president. I mean, she has Secret Service. Um, but yeah, I do have to mention. I have both Chad Gable and Ludwig Kaiser have both killed it as El Grande Americano. That is a gimmick I support from the beginning, and I am on camera stating it. And you hated it, Kristen. You hated it.
You
And
know
guess,
why? No, no. You know why I hated it? It was the only way they got Chad Gable on the WrestleMania card.
hey, but
It
it
wasn't
worked.
Chad Gable. It
Well,
was
they
El Grande
got El
America.
Grande.
Like, yeah, El Grande, and once they brought the AAA, and the Mexican crowd freaking loved this character to the point now they've had to turn him face.
I
Uh,
mean, it's like they got El Grande and we got Mr. Iguana.
oh, Mr. Iguana is another highlight. Uh, because I follow AAA, but I hadn't been able to watch them in a long time because the only reason I got to watch them back in the day because they randomly aired AAA shows on this Spanish channel I used to get. on.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, and I had to watch it in Spanish. I had no idea what was going on. I had to pick up storylines from. Thankfully, they had a lot of foreign wrestlers on there who speak English sometime. That was when they were crossing over TNA a lot. So Jeff Jarrett was there a lot. So it was good to see Mr. Iguana. I'm a big Mr. Iguana fan now. Ethan Page, to go back to him real quick. I never disliked Ethan Page, but this past year's made me a big fan of Ethan Page. I'm enjoying it. He's had his best run as NXT North American champion. Interestingly enough, better than his run as NXT champion, which didn't last that long. So he'd definitely be another guy in a breakout category. I'm going through the year right now. I'm kind of halfway through it. I'm trying to think of other moments that happened last year.
So going back to Mr. Iguana,
yes,
Mr. Iguana versus the Demon.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different moment. I was
the puppet off.
Yes, that moment was good. I was thinking about Mr. Iguana versus Santino Morella's Cobra. That was awesome. I think that happened last year. I think that was 2025. Because I watched it because the Cobra hit the Iguana and it knocked out. And it was like, oh no, that was hilarious. I need. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, another moment. Yes, Mike Santana winning the TNA World Title at Bound for Glory.
See, I would. It just makes me. That kind of makes me upset though.
Yeah, because Frank Kazarian stole it from him.
Well, yeah, and it's just like it was barely in his hands before that happened.
I mean, that happened to Josh Alexander too when he first won the world title when Moose stole it from him.
Well, that's different. He celebrated in front of his family.
I mean, that Moose don't give a damn about your family. But yeah, but now we're going to see what's going to happen. The AMC premiere is going to be Santana and Kazarian. And the winner of that's going to affect the main event of Genesis, which Nick Nemeth is threatening to cash in his half of the Callie Shot Gauntlet. So it may end up being a triple threat at Genesis.
Okay.
And I think Santana's probably going to get it back at Genesis. But yeah, Mike Santana's rise to being the top guy in TNA was a great storyline. They teased it Slamversary and it culminated at Bound for Glory, and now they're probably going to do it again at Genesis. Is there anything else I'm missing? I want to make sure. I don't want to leave anything out. Mo, can you think?
I will be back in just a moment.
No, I want to continue.
I know. I just don't want to leave anything out.
I've got nothing else.
Okay, I'm here. I'm in November. Not much. You mentioned John Cena's.
Yep.
Saying goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm good.
So finally, to cap things off for you, the only other two moments I can think of was Dolph Ziggler wrestling on WWE Raw again.
Yeah.
The last time he was
yeah. And Zack Ryder coming back.
And Zack Ryder coming up on the Friday prior SmackDown.
Which now he's fully signed with WWE as Matt Cardona.
Yeah. So, with that out of the way, finally, best promotion go.
This is very difficult because WWE, TNA, and AEW had a lot of highs and a lot of lows this year. And to the point where, which one had the best year, it's kind of a three-way tie between the three of them. And if I allow my bias to show through, I'd go with TNA. But AEW probably pay-per-view to pay-per-view wise probably did put on the most better. I feel like the middle of the year was AEW's highlight. Because the beginning of the year, it was Death Rider bullshit. Then the middle really picked up. And in the end of the year, they was kind of rushing through it. World's End was kind of there. Samoa Joe had a cup of coffee, title reign, MGS champion again. Yeah. Well, TNA, it was a very exciting year for them because they had the crossover WWE. It resulted in getting their highest. They broke the record Slamversary. Then they broke the record again at Bound for Glory. They got their TV deal they've been wanting for 10 years. People question whether certain NXT talent should have been put over, if Trick Williams should have held the TNA title as long as he did. But ultimately, it resulted in TNA guys getting the win back. They got their win. They actually beat NXT at Showdown. And they beat NXT again at Cage match a few weeks ago on Impact. So WWE is definitely treating TNA, I feel like, better than AEW did back in the day. Well, WWE, on the other hand, has been a mixed bag because you had the John Cena retirement tour. Uh, you had the attempt at making Jey Uso the top guy before going back to Gunther, and then the latter year being dominated by Rollins and Punk. Was
Mm.
Punk now being the champion?
Ah,
It's hard to decide, but if I had to pick by default, my slim margin is probably AEW.
yeah. Okay.
With TNA is second.
AEW for me with like WWE second. I think what settles it ultimately because AEW I think I still my issues with AEW still stands. I think it's too many toys in the chest. I
Mm-hmm.
still think all the pay-per-views, including All In, were too long. Too long in the
Yeah.
tooth. Matches that just could have been a main event on a TV show, episode Dynamite, or episode Collision. No, they were throwing it in there because we need to add fill as much content as possible. I get Tony Khan. He's admitted recent interview. He knows it's all about kind of competition between other wrestling brands, and that's why he does what he does. I get it, but
Mm,
there are sometimes you don't need to make your freaking pay per view 6 hours long to override Goldberg's last match at Saturday Night's main event. Like seriously, man.
why do you say
Like
that? Because
too many toys in the chest. Let me finish. Too many
mm,
toys in the
mm,
chest. I'm talking about all the times where I get the positives. Too many toys in the
mm,
chest. I feel like the women's division still needs a lot of work.
yeah,
Still needs a whole lot of work there because there's very good athletes that you're not using or underutilizing. Uh, um, but, but even all that. Oh, and Death Rider's thing was just dog crap. Um,
thankfully that was only the first half of the year.
but there were still positives they had. I saw more fun watching AEW matches. Though some were long in the tooth, there was a lot of AEW pay-per-view matches I did really enjoy this year. You know, just because it didn't make my list doesn't mean I didn't like them or enjoy them. I had a good time with them. They just weren't my favorite, all-time favorite of the year. I think there was well done. Like I said, the Tony Mariah, the blow off of their feud was very well done. One of the best long-term storylines they've had in the company since the Hangman one. Like very well done there. I think they had a couple more highlights and let me see. Um,
Yeah, the redemption of Hangman's story arc.
I think they had another positives. I think they had a lot more like stand out male wrestlers compared to
Mm-hmm.
because AEW was you got Hangman, you got Swerve, you got Osprey, you got
Yeah, Bandito,
you got Bandito,
Fletcher.
you got Kyle Fletcher, you
Mm-hmm.
got Brody King,
Takeshita.
Takeshita,
Takesha,
yeah, yeah,
exactly. Takesh, you got so many guys
yeah,
who could
Okada.
easily be AEW World Champion and are not for decent enough storytelling reasons. But then you look at WWE, they have a lot of good guys, but like a lot of them are just a handful or are definitely fall in the category of always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I look at you,
Drew
Drew McIntyre,
McIntyre.
Jinx. But like, yeah, I think WWE had good pay per view matches, and they had a better length of all their pay per views. But the quality of WrestleMania, the quality of John Cena's retirement tour, the hiking up of prices this year for WWE for WWE
Mm,
tickets alone is
it's
insane.
ridiculous. Yeah.
It is absolutely insane. WWE still has the better pricing overall. Like the fact that I still feel like we have gotten no. I feel like we've gotten no. What's it? WWE and Real, I don't care more or less about. That's just there. Trying to think of anything else on my head. And the women's Royal Rumble matches, 2025 sucked too.
Yeah, we didn't kind of talk about the Raw side of the women's division was pretty good. The SmackDown side, Tiffany Stratton was a solid champion, but there were definitely times where they didn't have anything for her, really.
Hmm.
The Charlotte view was not good. They kept doing her and Nia Jax for some freaking reason. They kept doing that match, and ultimately kind of ended in a whimper where they just gave it to Jay Cargill. So the SmackDown side of the women's division was kind of lacking. And like, also comparison, the Intercontinental title has been booked. The women's Intercontinental title has been booked way better than the women's United States Championship. The Intercontinental title has been more consistent, even though Chelsea has made the U.S. title fun. They gave it to Zelina Vega and didn't really know what to do with it. Then gave it Chelsea. Then they gave it to Julia, who's very talented, but they didn't really know what to do with her. Now we'll see what they'll fix in the second reign. So women's division wise, I think WWE has done really good on the Raw side, and the NXT division has the NXT women's division has been really good. NXT was pretty good last year, I should say,
Yeah.
because you had Obafemi as champion and Ricky Saints, and Obafemi again. Ethan Page killing as North American champion. The crossover with TNA has had a lot of cool matches, bringing guys like Leon Slater into the mix, Mike Santana in the mix, Moose, and all them. So I've been
Dark State,
yeah, okay.
Dark State, Dark State.
Okay. So, oh man, I kind of want to pick TNA, but I'm afraid people, I just don't want to be too biased because
Just
they had
pick
four.
TNA.
All right, I'll pick TNA because they had four major pay per views. They had Genesis, Rebellion, Slammiversary, and Bound for Glory. And even though there were maybe some flaws in Slammiversary and Bound for Glory, I enjoyed all four shows overall, especially Genesis and Rebellion. I thought were underrated shows. Slammiversary had mostly good things, and Bound for Glory had mostly good things. And I'm excited. I'm just mainly excited for TNA because I'm also in the same way I'm excited for New Japan because I feel like New Japan this past year has been a very transformative year for them because they've had to realize like, oh shit, we've lost a lot of momentum that we've built over the years. We kind of probably were too letting AEW do whatever they want with us, and so I'm kind of hoping to go in 2026 with like they're bringing the heavyweight title back, them focusing more on the tradition, trying to focus more on themselves. 2026 could be a good comeback year for both TNA and New Japan. So I'm excited because I love both those companies.
Mm.
I definitely think we need more competitions where we can't just have just AEW being WWE's alternative.
Yeah. Mo, did you have a favorite promotion this year overall?
I mean, I'm I'm gonna admit I'm biased towards AEW
Mm.
just because of just adding to all the stuff that Kristen you said. But whenever I watch an AEW show, you know, trying to, of course, not factor in the length of these shows or anything like that. I just feel an overall uh more freeing vibe when I see the wrestlers do their thing, and like no place is perfect ever.
Mm.
I understand some people um may not feel may feel underutilized while they're there. But with the length of these shows, at least people are being seen. There's a
Mm.
lot of people, but I would say if the pay-per-views were at least a little shorter or something may if they like I feel like if in a perfect world maybe each AEW like TV show would be 2 hours long, so that way it's like you you have some people, you get enough people in there on a regular basis to where the pay-per-view doesn't need to be 7 hours long.
Mm.
um but overall I kind of enjoy that feeling, whereas WWE has been more and more apparent with their corporate
Mm.
mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they've got all this money and everything they're doing is just be like, hey, uh are you a fan of our stuff? Well, let's see how long you last, or let's see if you're okay with us, taking money from places that are questionable, raising the prices up more on fans even though you already have all this other stuff going on. And then it's like, what do you have to show for it, really? It's not like they're increasing the prices in order to bring us more elaborate stages or anything like that. And it's like with them traveling, doing more international shows,
Mhm.
that that looks good, definitely for WWE because you have people who have grown up with WWE and it's been like something that they can always see but never touch, and then it comes to their country or their town, and it makes sense that they want to go all out to see it because they're hardly ever going to see it again.
Mhm.
But to kind of like jam a thumb in the fans who have been there locally or in the area, and you're just like, well, you're gonna take this and like it, is just kind of uh TNA though, with their partnership with WWE, and I know I'm repeating some things that you guys have mentioned, but um some of the positives that have come out of that, I think, helped them with getting the TV deal. Also, with the fact that when TNA does come into town, at least for Kristen and I, they at least are somewhere actually in Orlando. They're not all the way out in Kissimmee, which is,
Not Orlando.
yeah, for those people that know, it's like Kissimmee's not Orlando. And also, it's a pain to get out to the area where they would do their shows. So that's why I was excited when they actually were able to go in Full Sail. And I don't think that they ever would have been able to get that venue if they didn't have the partnership going on with WWE.
Mhm.
Um, but that's all my reasonings. There's a lot of wrestling. There's so much wrestling.
Yeah, I wish we had time to cover other promotions. Like I wish we were able to watch New Japan more, Stardom more. Uh, I've got to watch a little bit more AAA because of their partnership with they're now ownership under WWE. So that's been cool. Uh, but yeah, you're right about WWE. Damn it, that's really annoying to the corporatism with it. Where you are right in the sense if they're going to raise these prices, they should give us more, but they're actually giving us less. Like it's ridiculous that we're only getting 4 or 5 match cards. Like don't charge like we're charging our butts just to give me 4 matches, right?
Also, the streaming. In order for you to watch,
Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
streaming deal with ESPN has been ridiculous. If it was just Netflix, it was just on Netflix, everything, okay. I don't like. I'm not the biggest Netflix fan. I think they overcharge, but trying to make people to try to screw over American fans because internationally they all get their stuff on just Netflix, but we had to split between Netflix and ESPN,
well,
which
not just that. It's not just
and
Netflix
and,
and
and
ESPN
Peacock for certain things
and
now.
Peacock for now. And then it's like wherever else they decide to piecemeal their library of stuff.
Yeah, I think this just now a couple weeks ago they dropped a bunch of stuff on Netflix. Peacock still has the rights to Saturday Night's Main Event. Uh, I think some NXT stuff and SmackDown archives until 2029, I think. So that's what they'll still have, but Netflix is getting a lot more stuff. They just got dropped a bunch of pay-per-views and old Raw episodes and stuff on Netflix. So it'll be a while before we can get everything on one. But the ESPN deal was not a good idea. They just should have put everything on Netflix just to make it simple, but they got greedy. That tends to happen. And I do agree. They've cheapened out on the stages. I remember back in the day, the stages used to be really cool. Every pay per view had a unique stage, and now it's just a screen. Uh, they're charging all this money, and like every 10 seconds they're trying to sell me something. Everything is sponsored. We joke about the Slim Jim tables. At this point, I think it's fucking funny
Mm-hmm.
because it's just because it makes Christian so mad. Uh, but Jesus, man, everything is a sponsor on. I don't mind sponsors on the ring because New Japan does it, UFC does it, but Jesus, every 10 seconds they're trying to sell me something, and and if you're going to just give me 4 matches, at least get me out of there in like 2 hours. Don't spend an hour just with ads and nonsense promos to make it to stretch it out to 3 hours.
Mm.
And that is my biggest downside to WWE is that they've got too greedy. And it's weird to say that Vince McMahon actually cared more about fans' pocketbooks than TKO does. I mean, you gotta give the little devil his due on that. Uh, and that does suck because I feel like WWE was heading towards a positive direction when Triple H took over creative.
Mm-hmm.
But then once TKO really started taking control, it's very obvious who's actually in charge. It's not Triple H. It's TKO. And it's frustrating to see sometimes. That's one of the reasons why WWE has been lower on my list. But I am excited for TNA. AEW's made some positive changes in terms of creative, and I'm hoping New Japan starts getting their momentum back.
So, with all of that being said,
Oh, yeah, I guess we got to pick our male and female wrestlers of the year.
yes, let's wrap it up because I had enough time during that last segment to think about it. My picks for best male and female go to Konosuke Takeshita and Io Sky.
Yep, those
I
solid
think,
picks.
yeah, Takeshita, like we didn't bring it up. I didn't bring it up, but no, I didn't watch it. But I heard his match against Bandito at Supercard was a banger, was an absolute banger. I think this has been his year of building himself up, and what helps is they finally started the feud between him and Okada. Like they finally have started that up in 2025. Then he did great in the G1. They gave him the world title. He's had a banger matches throughout this year. And ultimately, he ended 2025 with the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Like he
Even though
ended.
even though he didn't win the Continental Classic, he still had a good performance.
He saw a stellar performance. He had a good match against Okada at World's End. It wasn't great because it was Okada not really trying. So like
Yeah, I felt like they were saving for a bigger rematch.
hopefully that happens this year. But that's Konosuke. I think I've said a million times before here, and I'll say it again. I think he's in terms of spirit. I think he's the next Will Ospreay. Like the dude is having consecutively great matches every time. He's never since I've been watching since like started 2025. He's never had like a really bad match or anything like that. He's had really good matches throughout, especially in what is it? Especially in the G1, especially in the matches he's had this year for AEW. Like he has shown up and shown out, and I think I know Fletcher could be that next Will Ospreay, but I think Takeshita is that. I think easily. Io, you were bringing it before. Yeah, the first few months with Io weren't great. They've completely forgot she was women's world champion, but like from WrestleMania onward, when they were using her for matches,
I was going to talk about April and May, like right after Mania. They kind of forgot about her. Then they picked her up again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When they were using her for matches after WrestleMania, like she was showing up and showing out. I brought up the SummerSlam match. I brought up the WrestlePalooza match. I brought up the Evolution 2 match. Like she even was like one of the bigger highlights of the War Games match from 2025. You know, she has shown up. She has shown out. Her English is slowly getting better. She comes off as such a delight. She's over the fans, especially after she retained at WrestleMania. She's completely over the fans, and she still has since returning. She's still had her NXT theme.
Real quick, who is your tag team of the year?
Tag team? Oh, Brodito.
Brodito.
I think
Okay.
I honestly I know they only held the titles for like 90 days, but them coming out of that tournament they did, and like people loving them to a point where they decided not to break them up, and them really incorporating their sizes into their tag team offense was really amazing. I think it was an unexpected and surprisingly enjoyable duo, and they still have each other's back, so Brodio's not completely dead. But like and plus they had that what was it? Oh my god, it was that Full Gear. They had that it was FTR versus Brodito. That was one of the better matches on the card as well. Was that match?
Yeah, I've seen
Um,
a lot of people give FTR best tag team, but I feel like that was very sporadic that they had their matches. And I feel like that's kind of people just get into it because I'll talk about when I took to my tag team. But Mo, real quick, who's your best male female tag team?
male,
Male,
female,
female tag.
Male,
Okay.
male,
wrestlers.
male, comma
I was
female,
like,
comma.
best male female tag team.
Oh,
There's only
that's.
one.
I mean,
Paige and Chelsea
I
Green.
mean, yeah. Well, who's your best male wrestler, best female wrestler, best tag team?
Male wrestler, Leon Slater, hands down.
Yeah, he had a
Eye
good
in the
year.
sky, young man. I feel like I just went into Ankh mode. Um, Leon Slater, uh, shining bright, and I wish continued success. And this year, this past year, I think showed a lot of it for him. Um, Second, I would say to that would be Javon Evans, but that's a uh, different situation. Female, Tony Storm.
Yeah, she
Feel
had a
like
good year.
she is just on top of things continuously, and it is amazing to see. Um, like I didn't watch her Japan stuff, but it's like you kind of see the dynamic from when she was in WWE and then switch flipped. I seem to have more creative freedom in AEW, and then we have Timeless. Like it's gotten me into classic film noir movies.
Oh
Just
man, that was like I still love old movies. I had this whole phase where I just watched nothing but Turner classic movies. One of my favorite directors of all time is Frank Capra, so all his movies are good.
tag team. I will also be going with Brodito.
Okay. So I struggled with this because so many people did have good years. That's hard to pick for male wrestler of the year. Takeshita was on my short list. I also want to give honorable mentions to Hangman Adam Page for his character work and Seth Rollins for his consistency. And this may be a weird pick, but I'm going to go with John Cena, and I'm going to explain why. If you think about it, just not the retirement tour, think of what the man accomplished. If he's just been any other year for any athlete, dude showed up, brought her up in the Royal Rumble, won Elimination Chamber, won the main event of WrestleMania to win his 17th world title, had excellent feuds with Randy Orton and CM Punk before having a banger match with Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam where he dropped the WWE title. Uh, had match of the year cans with both Logan Paul and AJ Styles. Finally won the Intercontinental title to complete the Grand Slam, and had a really good retirement match with Gunther. Like for all the faults we talk about, which was mainly around the heel run and the awkward face turn, accomplishment wise, performance wise, John Cena had an excellent year. The man had his final run, was imperfect was, but the man had a career year in his final year. And I have to give my flowers to John Cena for that.
I think I know who you're gonna pick for female then.
Female, I was I'm torn between four people. Io Sky and Tony Storm were two people I picked, but since you guys picked them, I want to highlight somebody else. I'm going to highlight Stephanie Fakir.
Oh,
Who do you think I was going to pick?
Mercedes Monet.
No. Stephanie Fakir had a great year, a very breakout year. She started the year off as Women's North American Champion, won the NXT Women's Championship in a title for title match. Got to had a great post WrestleMania match with Io Sky. Was slowly building herself up title contention, winning the Women's Battle Royal at Evolution. Due to Naomi having a vacant title, her title opportunity got postponed to WrestlePalooza, where she defeated Io Sky in a great match to win the vacant women's title. Since then, she had what was it? She had a good match with Raquel Rodriguez. Not so good match with Nikki Bella, but who can't? Who could? I'm not gonna blame her for that. The Crown Jewel match with Tiffany Stratton was okay, but she's been presented as a top star. She's had a career year, and she's definitely someone I got to mention up there with Io Sky and Tony Storm. But another person who's probably overlooked by us because we have not followed Stardom enough, but I really feel like deserves her flowers, is Saya Kamatani. Well, we saw her perform at Wrestle Kingdom, and she where she lost the Strong title. But let me tell you, like the shit she pulled off last year, and makes me wish I had followed Stardom more. So last year, she held the Stardom World title all throughout the whole year, defending it 8 times successfully. One of which where she defeated Azumi to win the Strong title, where she became a double champion, and she retired Tom Nakano in April. She beat Tom Nakano in her retirement match. Then she became the first ever woman to win this Tokyo Sports MVP award. First woman to ever do it, has cemented herself as the top Joshi wrestler in Japan right now, to where she had an excellent match this year at Wrestle Kingdom, where it was considered an upset that she lost. So, in terms of like Joshi wrestling, Saya Kamatani had an excellent year. And when you look at her background, when she started off as an idol, and she was only brought into Stardom to be like an idol performer, and they gave her opportunity to be a wrestler, and she's busted her ass for years to get to this point. She's definitely going to be one of the top Joshi wrestlers for the foreseeable future, so I have to give her flowers as well. Tag Team of the Year might be an interesting choice, but I actually agree with PWI when they gave it to the Hardys. And it may seem weird to pick a team that's kind of like in the later stage of their career, but when you think about it, they entered this year's TNA World Tag Team Champions. During this year, they also won the 4th Rope Tag Belts, the House of Glory Tag Belts, lost and regained the TNA Tag Team titles, and won the NXT titles. And ended the year as Triple Champions. So yeah, are they at their best right at this 2025? Maybe not. And they also retired the Dudley Boys at Bound for Glory, a very fun match. So I would, in a year where I felt tag team wrestling wasn't the highlight, because I feel like the SmackDown tag division, if that had been consistent throughout the year, I would have picked one of them, like Street Profits, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, because the first half of the year, they were just tearing it up. Then after the Wyatts won the tag titles, they just forgot about it. So in terms of year consistency, I'm going to give it to the Hardy Boys.
Okay, and I think that's going to do it, folks. A very lengthy video. Congrats if you stayed here this long.
Now we're talking about a year's worth of stuff.
For our best of wrestling in 2025. Hopefully, 2026 lives up to whatever hype we're sure it will bring. So other than that, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button if you want to talk to us more about stuff like this. Comment down below if you want to share it around. And if it's just a little bit more than anybody else when it comes to talking about what was great about pro wrestling in 2025, hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon as well. Let us know what you thought of our picks for the best wrestling of 2025. What were some of your favorite picks? What do you think of our favorite picks, and what are some of yours? Let us know in the comments down below. Put down what you thought of our picks overall. But most importantly, we thank you for watching. Now, of course, Mo, Nick, aside from this channel, where can they find you elsewhere on the internet?
You can check me out on the socials. Check me out on the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the XX, formerly known as Twitter, baby. But Mo,
yeah,
my unseen mysterious friend Mo, where can they find you on the World Wide Web?
Afro Mo, bro. Online, check it out. Find out what you like, what you don't like. It's Afro Mo, bro.
Okay. And let's see. Next, of course, you can check out our picks from the 2024 best of. You can also check out, it should be up soon, within the coming days, our Wrestle Kingdom 20 reactions. And of course, our upcoming pay-per-view events where we react to, which include TNA Genesis and the Saudi Rumble. So look forward to those.
Drinks.
But until next time, though, I'm Kristen.
I'm Nick Slade.
I am Mo Brothers.
And this has been a very best-filled episode of 1, 2, 3 Wrestling. And we will see you guys later.
Peace.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out any of our previous reactions,
as well as one of our other SRB shows,
check out one of the playlists down below.
And if you want to check us out in the social universe,
you can find us on Twitter and Stardust
at Super React Bros,
as well as on Facebook
at Super Reaction Bros.